Test, test. Okay, you guys should hear me now. Sorry for that. I think there should be sound. Somehow my Blue Yeti source was deleted off this scene. It's on my other scene, but yeah, somehow I deleted it off this scene. Please confirm. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. A little bit of a rocky start. Um, no idea how I deleted the Blue Yeti source, but that happened. Appreciate everyone confirming that my sound is good. Brandon Baker asked if I finished packing orders. I dropped in Discord earlier today. On Monday, I did a send offer. And how that works is it sends out a message to everyone who's watching the listing, as far as I understand. And I sent out a 20% offer on all 1,000 of my listings. And I had 154 orders to ship this morning just from Monday. So very, very heavy morning of shipping for me. I got out 100 first class packages. I have about 50 of the eBay standard envelopes to send out. I'll get those out. I don't know. I'll probably run till like 4 or so. Maybe I'll leave enough time so I can get those out today. But yeah, is it plugged in? It was plugged in. Somehow I just deleted it off my sources for this scene. A little bit of an echo. Let me know if I'm not sure what would be going on that there would be an echo, but there certainly could be, and sorry if that's the case. Still need to work on a little bit of the optimization. Been optimizing slabs all I can, but I need to optimize YouTube very much so. And I appreciate everyone for bearing with me during that. Poor Yeti. Um, Jacob, more and more, what I collect for my own personal collection is binders. Maybe I'll pull out some binders. Maybe I'll pull out some binders at some point and go through them. I don't really have anything slated for today. I've got a couple slabs that maybe I could crack. I have a few videos that I recorded of my PSA send-offs. That's what I titled it today, the $18 PSA. I tried showing my VLC as a source though, and for some reason that wasn't working. I'll have to figure out how to live on the fly. Not the best way to do it, but I need to figure out how to. I wonder if a video can just be. It wouldn't be a video capture. Okay, VLC video source. So I just have to do that right there then, I guess. Um, I'll probably show a quick video of my live streams. And Java, I don't need to resize the overlay window. I'm just like really slouching. I can actually, if we go to this screen, like here's a card that I might actually crack out today. It's I'm able to I'm able to do my face cam however I want to here. So it's just on my end that I have it poorly laid out as of right now. I was slouching a little bit. So oh, I'm on top chat, not live chat. There we go. Now we're on live chat. Hopefully we'll catch everyone's messages, see who I missed. Um yeah, so we covered that. For post office. I'm keeping them in business. It's job security. I always tell them every time I go. I'm probably like half their volume. I live in a very small town, very small post office. A lot of the times it's just the postmaster working the front desk. So I hope everyone's having a good day. Thanks, James. Um, Appreciate that. Highly blessed. It defaults to top chat. There's probably a way to default to live chat. I need to just figure it out. How much for the Zard? So I bought this Zard. I actually let me see if I can show the video. I'll just roll. It's like a 3-minute video that I was just gonna roll because it was a complete base set, not all first edition, but it was a complete base set that I bought on eBay. I think I paid $4,000, and a lot of them were just like really low grade shadowless or base unlimited. So I sold them in bulk to somebody, and I just wanted to get those out as soon as possible, get them, trying to keep my office clean, straightened up, get things in and out, processed as quick as possible. I didn't want to have to show them in person. Let me get this video pulled up though. Yeah, I think I just covered my whole. There we go. I just covered my whole thing with it. But yeah, it wasn't working. Let me remove that one. As long as I don't remove my Blue Yeti again. DLC video source. Yeah, I don't know exactly how to just play a VLC play a video for my VLC media player. Um okay, so I can't watch a 15-minute YouTube video on how to do that right now, but yeah, let me see. Yeah, peak that true. I did not at all expect to go live for that long, but it ended up happening and it was a lot of fun. Uh I don't have it behind me right now, but the hourly reminder on the hour from the Pokemon Center clock, that was really cool. Nick's actually messaging me right now about the we're doing Poke Flips live tomorrow. Shout out to our live tomorrow. I think we're doing 1 p.m. tomorrow. Going on screen. Yeah, so the main reason I bought the lot though was because I knew I could bulk out the slabs for 12 bucks a piece, and some of them too, like I've got the shadowless ones here that I didn't bulk, but I've got a shadowless Alakazam, low grades, but these are all worth something. I don't know exactly what, but they're all worth something. And essentially, after all said and done, I think I might be able to make money on the Charizard alone. So a lot of fours and fives, shadowless cards. I don't know if these things are worth 20 bucks or 50 bucks or whatever they are, but I'm gonna get these ones listed and sold individually. There's an unlimited 8 Magneton. We've got a 4 shadowless Mewtwo. We've got a 6 shadowless Nidoking. But basically, what this lot was, I guess I can just pull up the listing and show you guys too. It was a 102 card lot. The Charizard is what caught my eye because a PSA 3, I believe they sell for around 3,000. And the way that PSA and CGC scales work, PSA 3, if I had to guess, could vary anywhere between a CGC 4 and a CGC 6 likely. But yeah, let me pull up the eBay listing so I can show you guys that. Because to me it was a pretty interesting opportunity. What was like the theme for my July. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you saw this lot, would you have just completely stayed away? Let me get a window capture here. It's probably going to go right over the top. Yep. So here's the lot that I won, covering everything. Put it below M. There we go. So here's the lot that I won. It was, as you can see, came with this really cool case. It's actually got like 102 slots put into it for all individual cards to be like separated from each other. Way bigger than it needs to be. These all fit in a shoebox, one of the infamous shoeboxes that I use for all my inventory. But this case is like the case must have some amount of value. I don't know what exactly. This is what drew me to it. I knew a PSA 3 was about 3 grand. I knew a PSA 4 was about 4 grand. The difference between PSA 3 and PSA 4 is like, I mean, you can flip a coin sometimes between PSA 9 and PSA 10. The difference between 2, 3, 4, 5, all those low grades, it's like really, really silly, I think. Another thing too, like you might think, oh my god, he's gonna crack out a base set first edition Charizard. Well, the nice thing about a base set first edition Charizard and PSA 3, the downside risk is so low. Like I don't know exactly what, let me see if I can pull up quick what a PSA 1 base first Charizard goes for. But the market is really strange in the way that they value PSA 1s. And sometimes they go for more than a 3, 4, or 5. Let me see if I can find a completed listing. So part of my thinking was if I crack this out, it goes from being scary, cracking out a base first Charizard, to not even, I mean, I kind of cringe saying it and thinking it, but it's not even that scary of a proposition because if I turn it into a 1, I might get a premium, as dumb as that sounds. That's just the reality of the market sometimes on PSA 1s. I see PSA 4s selling for 3.8K. Let me show you guys what I'm looking at. But yeah, PSA 4s, there's a 3 for 3,500. So even if I had to just flip it as is, I mean, I could sell I could net 3K on this, and I could probably make 300 or 400 bucks just selling everything as is, if not closer to 1,000, depending on what the shadowless ones are worth. Um, Sorry, I'm messaging Nick because he's scheduling our live for tomorrow, but I won't be able to use it because I have to schedule it through OBS. But yeah, I could basically just sell as is and make 500 bucks, if not 1,000 bucks. But now with the opportunity to crack it, cross it to maybe there's a CGC4 going for 3,400. But looking it over, I would think that this card could easily be a CGC5 or 6. Like what makes it a 4? Mainly, let me see if I can capture it. The main thing that makes it a 4, I think, is that curl right there. It's almost like a pretty solid dent to the card. Someone really hit it pretty well. But other than that, like aside from that bit of damage, the card is probably a 7, maybe. Like overall, the card looks pretty solid. It's just that bit of damage at the back, and the way it might even have a little, yeah, it's got stuff going on the back top edge. But generally speaking, the way CGC works, single bits of damage grade higher at CGC. I mean, you can get a CGC 8, CGC 8.5 on a Masaki marked, otherwise mint card, whereas at PSA that's a 6. So with CGC bulk turnaround now at 30 days, when do you think they will drop their price level, offer a special, and what price do you think this would be? It's really funny. There's been so much commentary around when will CGC get cheaper. And then a few weeks ago, they actually raised the prices of subgrades again, and they raised the prices of some other things. I don't think they have to get cheaper. Um, PSA is at 30 again. $18 ended. $18 ended with July. So I yeah, I don't necessarily think CGC has to be so much cheaper. Like people think, oh, if PSA say 2 years from now, long term, if PSA is 12, well, CGC has to be 8 because they suck and I like PSA and whatever. I don't. I think that's a harsher take than it needs to be. CGC has some niches that it's developing. I think they have some amount of capacity. They have is used by Authenticity Guarantee partnership with eBay. They have the partnership with PWCC where you send raw cards to PWCC. They get graded at CGC and then they get sent back to PWCC to be sold. So I really think that there's a potential for 2 or 3 years from now, PSA could be 12 and CGC could be 10. I don't ever think it will be able to survive at the same price or higher, but they could just do slightly under, not drastically under, quicker turnaround times. I mean, to me, I know which case I prefer, the label I prefer. I strongly prefer CGC's product to PSA's product. So yeah, I think it's a very common theme that people think that, but it doesn't have to be the case whatsoever. Aiden says, corrected BGS earlier, those are some solid slabs. The inner sleeve is a pain and a half. The inner sleeve is kind of scary, but you've got to like cut the card out of it. The inner sleeve is nice though, because a couple times I've cracked PSA or CGC slabs, and you get a bit of like a plastic shard inside of there, and I've made an impression on a couple different cards, whereas the BGS interior sleeve will be more likely to prevent something like that. Let me get caught up on chat here, and then we'll figure out where we're going from here. CGC seems to be really fast. Also, I love the CGC cases. I think they're my favorite. Yeah, I didn't see this message yet. I swear I didn't just copy you. Those are exactly my takes. So I did just send, I'm going to talk about it in a video Saturday. I'm not going to turn this into a MetaZoo video, but I did just send a 185 card MetaZoo order to CGC that was primarily UFO set cards and then a handful of promos. I wish they would cut the bulk card amount down to 25 a sub. For me, that would be huge. I don't even know what they're at. I'm assuming they're at 50. That would be nice for smaller submitters. Obviously, everyone's kind of biased to where they are. But personally, and I've always been 100 to 200, 500 plus, or up to 500 lately. So it would be nice though if they got it down more accessible for people. Sorry, just messaging Nick again. He's on a mission. Just get PokeFlip scheduled. But if he schedules it through YouTube, I'm not going to be able to access that through OBS. I have to schedule it through OBS after connecting the accounts. I didn't figure out the lights fully. I have this light. Ernesto wanted to hop in a call yesterday, I think, to figure it out. But I I think I have all the tools. I just don't have the knowledge on how to use them. Is the main thing. So yeah, for now we've got a lot of shadows. We've got a lot of stuff going on. I don't know if that makes it better or worse. I can go brighter with that too. This light is like dangerously blinding. It's kind of crazy. I'm already seeing spots just looking over at it a little bit. But I think for highlighting the background or getting rid of shadows in the background, that light will be useful down the line. I do have this other ring light here that I can pop. Might help something somewhere. I don't know. But I don't know if that helps or hurts. Watch it at 2 times speed, only 7.5 minutes. Yeah, if I happen to go live and I'm only 10 or 15 minutes behind, I'll just 2x it until I'm caught up. If it's more than 15 minutes, I'll yeah. Nick just said he didn't realize I'm live. He's probably down in chat now. Um but yeah, if I'm more than 15 minutes late to a live, I just like if it's good enough, usually I'll go back the next day and catch up to what I missed at the front. But I'll just hop in, hang out, and do it 1x because it is weird when you go into a live and say for the first 10 minutes you're doing 2x and then it catches up and then you're live, especially me. 1x me is really slow. So sorry if you're coming off of 2x and listening to me now. I'll try to talk a little faster, but I'm not a very fast talker. 2x speed to catch up. How's it going, Black Rose Collectibles? That's one of our Discord members, Patreon members. 20 minutes left on a meatloaf in the oven. When Dan reads this, it's probably ready, so I didn't set an alarm. Hopefully it's not burned. Here's your alarm, Dan Von Hall. Go check that meatloaf. Crack it live. I might crack that. Yeah, I probably will. PSA 1 value. At the end of the day, I mean, people, it's we're all adults. People choosing to spend their money how they want. It's great for people who are cracking slabs and to know that their risk is kind of like buoyed by the PSA 1 premium. To me, it's silly. To you, it's silly. But yeah, I hope they're not buying it as an investment and just more as like a neat chase of some kind. Yeah. Unlimited money glitch. I've heard James and Cam talking on their podcast too, where yeah, if you have a card that's anywhere between like PSA 3 and 6, sometimes it's almost worth it to just put a fold down the middle, get the one, and get the premium. This isn't OSRS. I learned how to merch, how to flip, how to make money on the streets of Gillinor. Old school RuneScape for anyone familiar. Tell that to me at Denver Collecticon. Don't crack. Brad, slide into the DMs. Let me know what you're offering. I spilled what I paid for the lot, so now you've got that on me. But yeah. So this is what I paid on the lot. Just to remind you, I guess. I think I bulked out. I think I bulked out roughly 90 of the slabs at basically everything except for the hollows at like 11 or 12 bucks a piece. So I've got 1,000 out of it. So I'm into all the hollows for 3 grand. And then the Charizard alone is worth a little over 3. So I'm in pretty good shape. Brad, if you genuinely want it, let me know and I can definitely bring it to Denver. Selling to people I know, I always try to do like a better deal, especially cash in person, not financial advice, not tax advice, but you know how that can be. But yeah, hit me up if you're actually interested. And I'll try to check my DMs too, so I don't go cracking it on stream when you're in my DMs offering something. Get those pulled up. Better put them in a different window so I don't actually accidentally share it. But yeah, Star Hunter, let me know. EU friendly stream. It's friendly to the EU and it's friendly to family friendly. This is work time for me. It is the summer. My wife's a teacher, but the kids are with the sitter. The wife's she's actually got some stuff going on at the school today, a little bit of summer work. So it's EU friendly and family friendly, and it's not so much employer friendly. Some amount of people are probably watching this on the clock, but that's not my business. So I can't say that I never consumed YouTube content on the clock a little over a year ago, back when I was an engineer. Yeah, turnaround time is huge. There's some amount of cards that you can grade them, sell them, grade them, sell them 5 times over before you get your card back from PSA. So I mean that's a massive consideration. DGC 9.5s have been selling for high prices consistently. A lot of nines as well. They definitely have a strong market right now. Yeah, I mean I've graded with CGC over 5,000 cards. I've owned clearly over 5,000 of them. Plus I bought lots of them. I think they grade hard, which if you're like a true collector or if you're someone who's looking to crack and cross optimize, there's so many positives to them. Mostly though from the buying side, less from the selling side. Having sold, I actually just sold this morning a CGC Perfect 10 Glaceon. It's one of, let me know in the chat. CGC 1 Perfect Glaceon. It's one of 1,000 graded overall. Top one in the world. Yeah, top one in the world, whatever it is. I think PSA 10s go for like 50 or 60 bucks. And I sold it for 600. CGC Perfect 10 Glaceon. Would you have sold for that? Would you have bought for that? Or was that a hold? So was that a buy, sell, or hold at that price? Let me I can pull up the card in question. I can pull up the card in question and I can. So my eBay listings are weird. When they sell, I actually can't find them anymore because I do out of stock feature. So they don't even I can't even pull it up that way. I guess I can pull it up logged in. I just can't have it showing any uh, buyer details. So yeah, I had it. I think initially I had it like way too high. I had it set to 1,000 or maybe $1,500 or best offer, and I got no traction with it at all. Um, okay, might have actually shown who bought it, but that's the issue with doing stuff live. Um, yeah, there it is there. If I can crop. But here's the card here. What would you have paid for that? Would you have sold it? Would you have sold it for 600 bucks? Top one of 1,000 graded. So condition, rarity, all that stuff for a mass printed card. I'm not all about it, so I was very, very happy to sell that card for 600 bucks. Maybe I could have done better in an auction, which I did consider, but I was happy with 600. You can't be upset with that. Java says if they stay the same price, the super short turnaround still makes CGC viable for flips. PSA has stated that they do intend to get to $10 grading sub 90 days. Whether or not that's achievable, maybe it'll have to be 15 to stay sub 90 days. But whatever the case is, their long-term goal for their longest turnaround time is 90 days, which is like very, very nice sounding, given that I still have stuff out from November of 2020. That stuff's at risk of going a full 2 years. Hopefully it doesn't happen. CGC grades comics. That's where they started mainly. That's what they're pops. I don't PSA grades pops. If you're talking about the pop Funko Pop figures. Ernie here, what we doing? We're hanging out. We're trying to figure out what we're gonna do. We got a lot of people hanging out today. 70, 74 people. Sorry, Ernesto. I still haven't figured out the lighting. I had someone ask me that earlier. I've got it here. I just don't know how to use it. So yeah. Nick's in here to blame for my looking at my phone so much, but oh, here we go. My speed's been picking up. Peak tattoos down to 1.25 now, so I'm doing what I can. No, the Pole Father. I actually did a send off video. Gem Mint Pokemon, Zach, my boy. I love Zach. He's done so many great things for the hobby. The worst thing he's ever done for the hobby is the whole pull tab thing. I made a video where Kanto Shark, actually, I bought a collection from him of PSA 9 and 10 Team Rocket first edition cards. And in it, he sent me his, I don't think I still have it, but he sent me the Shark, Kanto Shark, like collector kit. Came with 100 soft sleeves, like penny sleeves, 100 shark sleeves, he calls them, which are just the, like a card saver one equivalent, semi rigid. And then it came with 100 pull tabs. And to me, like the pull tabs just get in the way. I've inserted and removed tens of thousands, over 10,000 cards. I don't know about tens of thousands, but well over 10,000 cards from semi-rigids, and so have PSA graders, if not hundreds of thousands or millions. It's not needed. To me, at best, maybe some people prefer it, so they use it, but most graders are probably just like so used to doing it where they don't have it, and in my opinion is just don't use it. They're seeing tons of them without it, and it's pretty easy to get a card in and out of a card saver once you've done it a few times. On Jake's Patreon, do you know if we become a member, can we go back and still watch your presentation from last month? Yeah, so Pokenomics, he's got a YouTube of the same name, so it's his YouTube, it's our Patreon. We're like partnered in that. So on our Patreon, yes, if you become a member of Patreon, link down below in the description, $10 a month, you get access to the Discord, you get access to all the prior months. Been a little over a year now of presentations, and there's a Google Drive folder where there are access to a bunch of my spreadsheets and his spreadsheets too, where we go over in-depth dives into the pop reports, in-depth dive into historical prices, print run estimations, backlog overviews, and things like that. So yeah, if you subscribe today, you get all of it. And if you leave a month or 2 months, or if you ever decide to leave, I mean, you could make copies. I know some amount of people do it. So you pop in for a month, you grab all the spreadsheets and everything, and then you pop out. And maybe you come back and maybe you don't, but you can make copies of those files and use them yourself. I try to make my spreadsheets as friendly as possible, and I try to have them where all the text boxes are like green that you can edit yourself and you can put in your own estimations and assumptions. And yeah, Valdor World 2, Valador, East Bank. I would sorry for the probably 75 people who have no idea what I'm talking about. I would buy and sell units outside of the Valley East Bank. I would buy and sell lobsters a lot. I would buy and sell holiday rares back in the day too. I remember buying and selling pre-OSRS, like actual RuneScape, uh, Santa hats for like 300K. Buying for 250, selling for 350, something like that. Soccer study. I just watched. It's been in my watch later for well over a month. I just watched your conversation with Wasabi Trading, and that was a great listen. I'm not a soccer guy. Uh, I watch a little bit here and there, World Cup, Olympics. I do enjoy it, but it's just hard to get into it in the US given how little airtime it gets on the TV. And I live in the woods, so I get what comes on over the antenna. I do some streaming, but yeah, I appreciate it. Colt, what do we got? We got 76 viewers, we got 23 likes. I just liked it myself, so we're at 24 now. Let's see what we can do with that. Anyone in the chat thoughts on special delivery Charizard? Um, We did a Pokeflips highlight. If you want mine and Nick's full thoughts, I'm not gonna go into it for 5 or 10 minutes like I did there, but we did like price predictions kind of. I could see it being over $1,000 in PSA 10. I mean, the special delivery Bidoof is. This is gonna have a lot more hype. It might have a lot more print run, but it's all supply and demand is what it comes down to. And it's a cool card. I put in for the code. I didn't get the code yet. Hopefully, I get one. But I was talking about it in my other live too. I love these things. $40 a piece. They have 12 different varieties on the Pokemon Center website. I need to get like an affiliate link. I don't have one for the Pokemon Center, but all the merch I've got behind me, and they haven't hit me up for an affiliate code yet. But yeah, these prints or these canvases are beautiful. I love these. And so I've already bought all 12. I don't have any more I need to buy. But I think those would be a good thing to target if you're looking to something to buy with your code to get the $30 spend for free shipping. There we go. Shout out to everyone on the clock making money. I'm on the clock, but I'll probably make 25 cents in ad revenue from this video. So I'm not getting paid as well as most people out there watching this. Okay, cool, Brad. Just hit you back. I actually just recently, I probably lost it again, but from Brad in Charlotte, I obtained through like partial trade a $2.50 or I think it was a $2.50 like an Indian quarter eagle, Indian head quarter eagle, or not quarter eagle, but an Indian head 250 cent piece. And I probably lost it again, but I just recently found it and it's somewhere on my desk. 9.5s for ultra modern. I did when I sent my 20% offers out Monday, the 150 shipments I did this morning. Some of those were like CGC 9.5 Dragapult Prime promo from Celebration, CGC 9.5 Pikachu V Union. I sold a perfect Pikachu V Union for 280. I sold multiple for between 250 and 280. A dollar promo for 250 to 280. CGC Perfect 10. Pristine 10, I sold for 80 to 100. 9.5, 18, 17, 16 bucks, really low. Matthew S would have sold the Glaceon as well. Java sold a perfect CGC 10 Pokemon Go Charizard for 450. Sell the perfects all day. Yeah. 600 tag, sell. I'm very happy to sell for that. Jake, how's it going, Jake Smith? Oh yeah, shout out Jake Smith was one of my purchasers. Spoil the surprise maybe. I don't know if you get a notification when a shipping label is printed through PayPal, but all my participants a couple weeks ago in the pre-release event that I did for UFO, selling at full retail, $140 booster boxes. Jake Smith was one of them. You've got a kit coming to you. So everyone who bought a box got 2 LGS promos. I was sent 2 packs of these. I have one sealed, so I have 26 left, but I sent out 24 of them as part of the pre-release kits. Anyone who bought a box got 2. Anyone who bought like a spell book or lower got 1. And yeah, just really appreciated the people who supported. I know that UFO boxes are and were available for quite a bit cheaper, yet some people still came in 2 weeks ago, had me open them live. So MetaZoo provided with me that with that LGS kit, and then I forwarded along some of the goodies from that, retaining some for future things. But yeah, I appreciate that. Bolt would have also sold Nick's Nick says he would have held Rocket Moon. I think selling it over 10 times the PSA 10 price is a win. I would have sold too. I much agree there. How much of the market share does PSA have over all of the other grading card companies? So Shoutout, I have no affiliation. I just love their data. Shoutout GemRate here. I'll actually show you their website. Maybe if I'm in the right window. Let me just pull up a new. I've got like a million sources going now. Oh wait, I should be able to actually. Here we go. Yeah, shout out GemRate. GemRate does an amazing job with. Let me actually pull up their Instagram stories. Every day they do an Instagram story. Hide my DMs. Stories are so much better on mobile. They're not really great on desktop. But yeah, here are. So every day they do a daily grading update. And let me pause this. Let me resize it to make it actually look a little bit better. But yeah, every day they do a daily grading update and they break down what each company they do. You'll see they do CGC, BGS, PSA, and so yesterday alone, PSA graded 8.6 cards for them. This was on. Sorry, this is their August 9th story. So for PSA, that's a very low day. Sometimes there are like off days where they do a lot less for some reason, but their typical day. Go through these. Yeah. So here's PSA's trailing 30 days. You can see they've graded almost a million in the past 30 days, which equates to about 40,000 per business day. So the reason they, however they did 9,000 in a day, I'm not sure why it was so low, but their typical day is about 40,000. And in comparison to the other companies, you'll see, yeah, this is the breakdown of TCG was over half of that. So, yeah, I show you their stories, and in the past few days, it doesn't really show all of it, but usually the breakdown is about PSA is doing 10 times more than the others. And let me see if I can find it. I think it's on the dashboard or one of their monthly updates. Let me find their monthly update here. Gem rate by up. Yeah, the gem rate blog they call it. So this is the one that's most relevant, I think. So in July, PSA graded a million. CGC, so they put them together. CSG is the sports wing, CGC is the TCG wing. CGC did 85K, so less than 10% of PSA, and CSG did 68K. SGC did 54K, and then Beckett, for whatever reason, they revamped something in their pop report. Here you can see though for June, again CGC about 10% of PSA, and to be fair though, if you include CSG, because PSA also does sports, they're about a fifth. They're about 20% of what PSA's capacity is. SGC being about approximately 10% of PSA's capacity, and then Beckett being a little bit less than that. So GemRate, really great website, really great Instagram to follow to get up-to-date information on what all the grading companies are doing. That's a really bad first experience. I've been grading with PSA since 2015, so I'm familiar with the day, way back in the day when it was less than 10 bucks a card, no up charges. You'd get it back within anywhere between 3 days to 3 months. So yeah, very sorry that's your first experience with them, but hopefully there's a greener grass on the horizon. We'll have to see. Nice to see you, Arkashine. How's it going, Peter? He was our first guest on the newly dubbed PokeFlips, channel. So really appreciated having Arkashine on. Really cool to meet him. Finally got to meet him in person after like meeting him online in our podcast episode. But yeah, got to meet him in Charlotte, which was cool. I think my lance was a little crooked. Yeah, Nick was the guy. He was the guy doubling money. He was the guy trimming armor. That's Nick for you. I used to buy components of armor sets, set them up, and sell them at a profit. Yeah, that's still like there's so many different ways to merch, and I still follow. I play Old Skool a little bit here and there. Sometimes I get into a groove where I'll play quite a bit, and then I'm kind of like in a lull again. But I watch a lot of, not a lot. I watch a decent amount of RuneScape content creation on YouTube. Pokemon, and then RuneScape and finance, and then some RuneScape finance. There's actually some channels solely for like what I do in Pokemon. There are people who do that with the GE and in RuneScape, and the game's economy is so fascinating. Really cool. Yeah, I didn't sell lobsters in real life. I sold them in RuneScape. Team CTR. Team CTR. Is that Cool Trainer Ryan? Not sure. Awesome, thanks, man. Oh yeah, Matthew S. You're one of the ones who bought as well. So looks like I completely died there for a second. Not sure what happened. Sorry about that. Let me know in chat if I'm back. It looks like I'm back. Sorry for that again. Okay, we're back. I don't know exactly where I cut out. I'm gonna give a little bit of Patreon insider info. Ernesto, if you want to call in, hit me up in Discord. Um, I do have a new set of earbuds. I can get people's audio piped through in Discord. Yeah, if you want to start a call in there, you can hop in. But let me address this question though, because I see it coming up a lot that people think that somehow CGC they have softened. I mean, they've basically stated that they've softened their grading a little bit, but it's not nearly as drastically as most people think. They do grade easier, but it's subtle. I think a lot of people send better cards now too. But yeah, let me show you. Let me make sure I get the right one. So this is a little bit of Patreon insider info. I did a presentation last month where I went over prior presentations and I brought them all current. Is CGC grading harder? Is PSA grading harder? How do they grade compared to each other? And this is since April 6th. Let me actually get it shared. See if I can actually get this to fit on screen. So this is since drop it. So here's a little shameless self-promotion for the Patreon. You can expect things like this. Look at this spreadsheet. Look at all these beautiful colors. If you go into our Pokenomics Patreon, you can expect more spreadsheets and more pretty colors. So I try to bring all the value I can. And this is PSA and CGC grading since April. What was it? Let me confirm the date. Since April 6th. So I'm not going to go through the whole spreadsheet, but I'll show you kind of like the conclusion at the bottom. CGC is grading easier than they were. Between inception of CGC and April 6th of 2022, when the pop report came out, 0.12% of cards were getting perfect 10s. About 1% of cards were getting CGC 10s. And about 15% were getting 9.5s on down. PSA, on the other hand, 37% of all Pokemon cards sent to PSA achieved the PSA 10 grade. 37% getting the 9. And if you scroll down here, since April 6th, when this came out, CGC, they did substantially increase, about 8 times. Perfect 10s, only 1% still though. Pristine 10s, 5.3%, up from 0.93%. So pristine 10s went about 5x. 9.5s went up, 9s actually went down because a lot of the 9s shifted up. But at the end of the day, even though like CGC is grading easier, like I'm not gonna get into the whole thing. I could talk about this for an hour. So CGC is grading easier. They've basically stated it. But people are also sending in better cards. I pre-grade my cards more now because when I sent my 5,000 cards, I had a ton of 8.5s. I was a huge portion of this 21.6% of cards getting 8.5s. Now I pre-grade them harsher because I don't want to get punished with 8.5s again, 8s. But at the end of the day, like this question, are you currently getting more PSA or CGC 10s back on average currently? If you look at all the 10s plus all the perfect 10s plus all the 9.5s, which comes out to this yellow bar, less cards get 9.5 and higher at CGC than get PSA 10 at PSA. So they are grading easier. It is I don't know why that just got reset. But yeah, I'm getting more 10s back from CGC because they're grading slightly easier and I'm pre-grading more. I'm getting as many PSA 10s back as I always have because they've always graded pretty easy. And 38% of Pokemon cards get PSA 10s. But yeah, 9.5s and higher at CGC is about 30%. At PSA alone, 10s are 38%. So I just wanted to cover that. I've seen some people say crazy things, and maybe I took this question wrong. Maybe it wasn't like is CGC grading easier than PSA now? Maybe I took that wrong, but I've heard people say it's easier to get a 10 at CGC now than it is at PSA, and that is very, very, very false. Having graded 5,000 cards with PSA or with CGC plus and 10,000 plus cards with PSA plus. So I just wanted to cover that and do a little bit of a Patreon preview, I guess, for anyone who hasn't seen it. So link below in the description if you want to check out the Patreon. You would get access to this spreadsheet. You would be able to download it. You would be able to put your own numbers in if you wanted to look at. I was looking at the whole pop report for all Pokemon cards. You could look at one era. You could look at one set, one card even. You could put your own numbers in, and all the charts and everything would populate for you. Bill asks, does PSA sometimes grade harder at times versus others? They always grade, in my opinion, relatively inconsistently. So it's not harder or easier. It's just they've always been fairly inconsistent, plus or minus one grade. The implications of PSA grading plus or minus one are massive. When if it's a 9, if it's a true 9, theoretically it could get anywhere between an 8 and a 10, depending on the day. The difference between an 8 and a 10 is massive in value. So huge implications. That's why I collect 8s and 9s or binder cards. That's why I don't collect 10s. If a card is a true 10 on any given day, it should theoretically be able to get anywhere between a 9 and a 10, right? You can't really go plus 1 from there. But plus or minus 1 leaves you 9 to 10. So cards that deserve 10s are usually 9s or 10s. Cards that deserve 9s are usually 8 to 10. Deserve 8 are usually 7 to 9. There is the weird scenario where if it's a borderline dent, borderline creased corner or curled corner, sometimes a card that deserves a 6 will get a 10 because they miss it, or vice versa. Sometimes a card that like maybe deserves the 10, they think the corner flare or curl is a little worse and they dock it to a 6. I've seen people crack 6s, resub them, and get 10s because one grader thought that corner was worthy of a 6 and another grader didn't. So yeah, that's my like rant on that, I guess. Some of my PSA orders I submitted at 30 a card for the value tier 6 weeks ago are almost ready to ship. They're at QA check. This is another pet peeve of mine, or the amount of like I don't look when I submit cards lately. I used to look at the Ludkins tracker. I used to look at the PSA tracker. It's all bogus. It's all bogus. They don't do first in, first out. It's like so many people are, my order just hit QA1, how many weeks, how many months, how many days. It varies all the time by so much. They're not consistent with that. I don't know that it actually means anything. People are talking about you can look at your grades early. Sometimes the grade change. You can use the. I just don't understand any of it. I submit them out. They go into a black hole. The day that they come back to me is like Christmas morning, and I just like try to not think about them for that long. But just because they're at QA check does not mean they're coming back soon. They could be months from now. They could be. I think there's probably cards that have gone to QA check that have taken 6 months to come back through this past 2-year debacle. little bit ranty. Sorry, not directed towards you, Tony John. Common thing everywhere. Um, the Discord, the Pokenomics Discord is constantly flooded with I just hit this stage, how much longer do you think? I just hit that stage, how much longer do you think? Oh, his hit this stage before mine and I got mine back sooner and it just frustrating. And it's PSA, it's CGC, it's these grading companies that are frustrating with the inability to state like, and PSA is doing better since they've opened back up, but they're not doing better as far as like getting back by November 2020 or by December 2020. CGC bulk legit takes 2 weeks sometimes. Sometimes it takes, I've seen people get it back in under 5 days while I have one actively there that took over a month. So it's so annoying. Again, they don't do first in, first out. There's no rhyme or reason to any of it. You can take a week, you can take a month. I don't think substantially over a month, but who knows? We need the lawn mowing headphones or unsubbing. Those things are so hot and uncomfortable. I have these. Where'd they go? Oh yeah. I'm too cheap to get like AirPods. Plus, I don't like Apple. But I ordered one set on Amazon, and it was like $40 or no, $20. This one I went for like 40. So hopefully these ones work because the ones I spent 20 on actually didn't work. And I had to return them. But hopefully the $40 ones are enough money to actually give you like audio function in both ears. Ear bleeds, hit us with it. I've seen some people shout out Celebi. He he's gotten like 50% 10 rates. He's gotten obscene. I don't even remember exactly. He's gotten some obscene 10 rates and perfect rates with CGC. All right, then if you aren't even getting CGC 9.5s at a high rate, then yeah, PSA. Yeah. If you've got cards, it's a weird thing. Like I sold that Glaceon. If I had sent that Glaceon Hidden Fates to PSA, I would have gotten a 10. I would have sold it for like $50. Sent it to CGC. I got the perfect 10. I sold it for 600. If cards are like really, really, really good 10s, kind of like Beckett, maybe you shoot for the black label. Maybe you shoot for the perfect. If they're just weaker 10s, you go to PSA. If they're strong 9s at PSA, maybe you go for the CGC 9.5. Grade optimization is actually a very difficult thing. A lot of cards, it just doesn't matter that much if it's a super cheap card. But if it's a card like this Charizard I'm showing you, difference between this and a PSA 3 and a CGC 5 or something, that can be thousands of dollars. So in cards like this Charizard, I can't just, I mean, you can any given day, as long as you want to spend enough money, you can go out and you can buy copies all day long. But they're a lot of money. I'm not buying collections every week, every month even, that have first edition Charizards in them. Yeah, especially at auction. If you're able to buy CGC 9.5s less than PSA 9s, which I've done personally, especially to crack and then grade them as PSA 10s potentially, it's not going to be guaranteed. But if you buy a CGC 9.5 for less than a PSA 9, not every time, but almost every time, that thing's going to be at least a PSA 9. And if you're in for cheaper than one, you almost can't go wrong. Uh, Prices of the PSA 9 holding, all that needs to happen too. Like it's a very dynamic situation, but yeah, that's an annoying thing too. Like I will say I've graded some cards at the $600 tier and higher. Um, Maybe I've never paid more than 600. When I graded my number one Pikachu, that was quick. In, graded, assembled, out, same day or next day. So if you pay for like the super express walkthrough, whatever they call them, super premium options, those will be 1 or 2 days. But 30 versus 50 versus 100, sometimes 50 is quicker than 100. I'm sure it's a frustrating thing. If you were shipping singles, at what price point would you put it in a top loader, or do you top load every card no matter the price value? So I actually have a stack of them next to me. I can't, I won't show the person who bought it, but like I have to ship a lot of plain white envelopes today for the eBay standard envelope thing. I print out the packing slip so I know what cards to pull. You can see right there, like these ones were MetaZoo cards. I use a card saver one. I don't use top loaders ever. So if it's like 4 cards or less, and if it's under $20, I do the cards with my business card, fold it up in this in a plain white envelope. And then the way the label is, let me just cover. This is what the eBay standard envelope looks like. I just printed it on sticky paper and then I put it on the envelope. So this was 81-cent postage for 2 ounces tracked. It's a great option. eBay standard envelope is a great option. You can only use it on trading cards sub $20, but it's an amazing option for that. And I don't use top loaders. I always use semi-rigids, card saver ones. So that's how I personally do it. I hate the Domino's tracker too. That one feels real. When they tell me like, Bobby, just put my pepperoni pizza in the oven, I feel like that's actually reflective of reality. When they tell me I'm in QA1, QA2, do they actually QA cards? James, you and I have seen some of the cards, some of the cases that have come out of PSA. Are they actually QA checking those twice? They don't put the names with them like Domino's does too, so it doesn't feel as personal. If they told me that like Timmy was grading my cards, and then Bobby was doing the QA1, and then George was doing the QA2, it would feel more real, right? Because it would be like personalized. But especially when it's QA1 for like weeks, what does that even mean? Like I could see, yeah, I could rant on this for a long time. I probably will anyways. But um, like grading is a 30-second process. We've done the math on it. Grading, they grade 40,000 cards a day. They have 100 something graders, whatever it is. Each card is looked at for 30 seconds. Assembly, putting the card in between, taking the label, putting it in, sonic welding the case, 10 seconds, 5 seconds. Each one of these steps, it's funny. Like if you physically walk to PSA and you handed it, so you would take it in, hand it to R&D, 10 seconds. Hand it to grader, 30 seconds. Hand it to the encapsulator, the label printer, whatever. Hand it to those, 10 seconds. All in your card, 1 minute, 1 minute or less, maybe 2 minutes per card. So to have this tracking thing, that your card isn't doing any of those things when it shows it. Your card is just sitting on a shelf for the entire, whether it's 18 months or 2 days or whatever it is. It's sitting on the shelf for 99% of that time, and well, way more than 99%. And then it's actively doing things for 1 or 2 minutes of its whole time there. With Domino's, it takes longer to make a pizza than it takes to grade a card, all in, all processes combined. So when they're tossing my pizza, when they're throwing the toppings on, then it goes in the oven. Like the oven, it's got to spend 10 minutes in the oven. That's 5 times what it takes for a card to move through the entire PSA process. Your pizza doesn't spend as much time on a shelf as your card does at PSA. So I'll end that rant there. Can you go on a rant on one thing for 15 minutes? Good timing. I think I just did. I don't think it was 15 minutes that I was on that, but it was probably enough. Ray's here. I could rant. I could rant on Ray for 15 minutes alone. Actually, love the guy. Great guy. Met him in yeah. Here's Nick. Nick's on the same page as me. Met him in Charlotte. Awesome guy. By rap. Um, Nick and Ray with the hearts back and forth. Fear bleeds. Let us know. I'll believe you. Celebi collects. Sorry, Celebi. I can't even think of. Is it just Celebi Collectibles? Yeah, Celebi Collectibles. He's got a YouTube. I don't know if he did a video for that one, but he showed his returns, his results for like his perfect 10 rate. I don't want to misquote it. I don't want to say it wrong, so I won't say the exact number. But it was like absurdly high how many perfects he got in one submission. Maybe him or maybe Nick will share with us and hear what it was. Oh, here we go. All Japanese, 87 out of 114 CGC 10s. Wow. So you're really drawing up the average. That's crazy. That's awesome though. I've seen submission results similar to that, and yeah, they grade easier now, but it's not like they don't grade as easy as PSA. Nowhere near. Yeah, that's great though, and it makes sense. Like think about it. The people who grade cards at PSA, the people who grade cards at CGC, they're human. It's not like you look at your cards longer than they do too. They're gonna look at your cards for 30 seconds or a minute or something like that. CGC looks a little longer because they don't do as much capacity. But you look at your cards for way longer than they do, and grading cards isn't like that hard of a thing to do. If you really go through, and if I have a 5,000 card pool to pull from, and I send only my 50 absolute nicest cards, especially if they're Japanese. If I shred 10 cases of VMAX Climax, and then I send only the 50 mintiest, beautiful specimens from it, I'm gonna get a huge 10 rate and perfect 10 rate, something like this probably. But that's great. That's a great feeling to get that back. Um, I think the size of your order is the variation on lead time. An order size of 1 doesn't have to wait on other cards. The first card in an order of 100 has to wait on the other 99 through each stage. I get it to an extent, but when one grader, we've done the math. We've heard the numbers from that himself, from other people. One grader per day, it's something like, well, again, I don't want to say the wrong number. Say they have an 8-hour shift. I think it's 800 cards a day. So it's 100 cards an hour. It's a little over 30 seconds a card. When one grader can get through 800 cards in a day, the largest submission PSA allows is 500. So one argument I've heard is, oh, a 20 card order, you can squeeze that in before break. You can squeeze that in before lunch. So you can squeeze that in before the end of the day. So the smaller orders sometimes go and the big orders sometimes sit. But a 500 card order can be banged out in one day. So it's like, there's no single order. There was more legitimacy to that argument when I had heard it in the past, like a few years ago, when I genuinely thought a 500 card order would take more than one grader one day. But now that I know that's not the case, none of that really flies with me anymore. eBay standard envelope is awesome. Yeah, agree. LOL. I'm assuming this was on my Domino's tracker rant. What's up? Just hanging out. Talking Pokemon. Shout out to Bobby at Domino's. But Dan, how do I feel about the Domino's tracker? I haven't had Domino's in a long time. I'm more of a Little Caesars guy, honestly. I don't know if that's like I mean, neither of those are like real pizza in my mind. There's specific times where I feel like I want just fast food, like crap pizza, and Little Caesars is my go-to in that rare instance. But usually, like we have pizzerias around me with killer wings and pizza that tiers above, like tiers above S tier compared to Little Caesars C tier, passable, and then Domino's would be like D tier. Makes me sad because card grading could be such a cool thing if the company does it right and actually cares. Like if I had the talent to recognize and grade cards, I'd literally love to for a job. So that's something I could not. It would be miserable to me. I don't know how people grade 800 cards in a day. When I like July, I graded, pre-graded, cracked. I handled and looked at intensely more cards than I have in quite a while. And to do it from time to time, knowing that it was gonna like end for a period after July, it wasn't that bad. I mean, it was kind of fun actually. But like, if my job was literally going in at 8 a.m., punching a clock, grading 800 cards, punching a clock, leaving at 4 or 5, that sounds awful. The first day, week, month, cool, new cards. Look at this game. Look at that game. Look at this old sports card. It would be kind of cool, but then, ooh, I could not do it long term. Why do you think Raw Near Mint Evolutions Hollow Charizards are now selling less on TCG Player than the Reverse Hollows? That's not a card that I track at all. That's interesting. Maybe people know that they're not going to be PSA gradable, so why that would be though? Yeah, I mean, maybe the PSA 10 is more achievable in Reverse Hollow. The pops are probably a lot lower in the Reverse Hollow, so people might think there's more. I don't know. That's kind of a weird thing, but here's actually someone answering it because the Reverse Hollows are more likely to scratch. Can't find Excel file right now, but Celebi's sub was insane. I literally thought he had graded with subs for a second because it seemed like every card had subs. So yeah, when you grade with CGC, if you grade without subs and you get a perfect, they add them for free. So yeah, Nick's saying that like, yeah, they were all perfect 10s, so they got the subs for free. Prices just changed on those. Personally, I'd want the Charizard that looks very similar to the original. I'm not feeling the look. Yeah, for me personally, I mean, I want the base unlimited Charizard. I would rather buy a more beat up base unlimited Charizard than a more minty evolutions Charizard, personally. But yeah, then when you talk reverse hollow, you're talking about a variant that didn't exist, a reprint with a variant that never existed for the original. So Old Skool Pokemon of your pin horde that organize it all. If so, how do you organize them? I've shown this a couple times now. I've still got my bag of 105 pins I bought from Nick after he got that horde. Oh, everyone check your emails. Thanks, Brandon. Let me check mine quickly too. I'm not sharing my email now. Got some nice emails saying that I won some stuff. That's always good to see. I don't think I have a code. Rest in peace, me. So hopefully, congrats to a few people watching. Hopefully you've got your codes. Don't sleep on these things. 40 bucks, canvas, beautiful quality, nice. Like it's painted on. Obviously, it's not hand painted each one. They're not like unique originals. Uh, but it's like a printed on canvas with like paint. I mean, really, really quality, really, really cool designs. I've been asked multiple times who the illustrator is of them. I did not see an attribution on the canvas themselves. I did not see an attribution on the website. But Pokey.call on Instagram, he let me know his guess, and I already forgot it because I'm really bad with illustrator names. So let me know in the comments who illustrated these if you had to guess. Saito, maybe? Maybe it wasn't Saito. That's a guess. Brandon Baker. Okay, US. Brandon Baker said some US. So wasn't me. Domino's does need to do a pop report because when I invest in a pepperoni pizza, I get a little worried how many pepperoni pizzas were produced that day. The thought of investing in something where there's like literally 50 of them being pumped out by that same oven that same day, uh, bad investment. I'd like to see CGC 10 English pop report. That is one thing that also I should have mentioned it before, but let me share it quickly. Pokemetrics.org. I actually subscribe to Pokemetrics on Patreon. They have it's called Pokemetrics EX. Where'd my window capture go? So Pokemetrics EX is a really cool website that allows you to look through. Let me go to the other screen better. There we go. The Pokemetrics EX is a site that like compiles the pop reports. If I had what I showed you before, where I did the breakdown of the grade percentages and all that, I could not have done that manually. Pokemetrics EX, the paid version. You can do the free version and you get access to PSA. You need to do the paid version to get EGC. But this you can search by card. Right now, this is showing everything. So PSA's graded 4.6 million cards. In the past week, they've graded 59,000. In the past 5 weeks, they've graded 300,000, and so on. Of the 4.6 million cards, 1.7 million are PSA 10. And since I pay for the paid version, I can also switch it and I can get CGC. And not only does it show today's snapshot in time, you can click on this. I'm trying to click on my OBS instead of in the window. So I can actually go to any date. And April 6th is when the pop report came in. So I can timestamp April 6th. This is how many perfect tens there were. And then I can go to today. This is how many perfect tens there were. And you could subtract them. And then you can make, like, that's how I came about all the work that I did. As far as splitting Japanese and English, what John Doe is talking about here, I don't think that functionality is there. Pokemetrics, it's run by Pichu fan. His name is James. He has a Discord. He has a Discord. I think you can enter it for free, but then there's portions of it that are behind a paywall, the Patreon membership, and I think it's only like $3 a month. For how much I love data, well worth it, and being able to make those presentations. But yeah, if I were to reach out to him and if I were to say like, hey, could you let me know how I might have actually he might have given me that and I might not have used that. I need to look back now that you bring that up. If I reached out to him and I said, hey, how much of this is Japanese? How much of this is English? How much is Watsi? How much of it is Sense Watsi? He can like make it more granular. He can zoom in on things of particular interest, if needed, if wanted, from time to time. So I just did want to shout that out. Let me actually see how he's doing there. Pull up his Pichu collector is creating Pokemetrics. Here's the page if you'd like to I'm actually logged in, so that's $3 a month. Really, really cool website. And again, Pokemetrics is free. It's just if you want the CGC Pop Report added, it's an upcharge for that. But I do like to cite my sources, and they are a constant source that I find myself using. Angry Dad. I'm unfortunately not going to Worlds. Worlds was a lot of fun. I went to Nashville and I went to DC in 18 and 19. I would love to go, but London is like a hike. London, to go to London, I would probably need to go for a week and leave my kids and wife for that long. That would be very hard. They definitely don't want to come with me. Um, Kids are really young still, and it's just a lot. When I do the collecticons, when I do domestic things, Vegas I did last year, I try to do like 2 nights. I try to limit it to 2 nights. Just a lot easier to make those happen. So yeah, unfortunately not this year. Hopefully it'll be stateside next year, and I'll make that like an annual thing. I like Little Caesars because I'm cheap. Um, I really liked the what did they call it? I like calzones. The crazy calzone, I think they called it. That's gone now though. The pepperoni crazy calzone for like $10. Great value for less than the cost of grading a card. I submitted a JPN Gym 1 Surge's Magneton to PSA and that they changed it to a Kochiba City Gym Deck Surge's Magneton. When looking at pictures of each on Google Image Search, I see no difference in the cards. I am not. Someone in comments can probably let you know. This would be a thing that like Discord. If you were in the Pokenomics Patreon, there's other places, there's other free places you could probably do it too. But E4 even. Shout out to them. You could drop this on E4, and there are just hundreds, or Mount Moon. Those two kind of parted ways recently. Uh, I'm still involved with both of them, but you could drop this on E4, or you could drop this on Mount Moon, or you could drop this in a Discord, and you'd have a bunch of people answering you really quickly. Oh, there's a slight variance. Maybe it's the gloss. Maybe it's a little set symbol. Maybe it's something here or there. I don't personally know. Japanese is not my specialty, but PSA professional sports authenticators, they're not professional Pokemon authenticators. So I'm sure they have little issues and errors with sports too, but it is what it is. And maybe yours was like maybe unless you pulled it yourself. If you pulled it yourself, then you know what it came from. It could be that yeah, maybe you bought. I think James had some of those. Maybe you bought a pack off James and got that, and then sent it. And how many days did it spend on the tracker in the R&D step? It took them what, 2 weeks, 2 months to come up with the wrong research and development. Nick has 15K total pins, but there's only Nick says 75 to 100 different pins, but he sent me 105 different pins, so hopefully that's an accurate number. Maybe he gave me some freebies, some extra bonus ones that weren't from Rusty, because somehow he gave me 105. Um, they're all nicely organized. I like the original league pins the best. Caesar's better than Domino's. What? No, I actually like Little Caesars better than Domino's. Maybe it's my Domino's. I have like one Domino's near me because I live in the woods, and near me it's like half an hour away. Little Caesars is only 15 minutes away probably. So maybe that's part of it too. By the time I get home with the Domino's, if I'm out in that city grocery shopping or something, by the time I get it home, it's 15 minutes longer. It's sat in my car in the box, getting kind of soggy in its own juices. So Uh, maybe that's part of it. Okay, looks like okay. I thought that might be an unpopular opinion, but uh, it appears like it was blasphemy that I said Little Caesars is better than Domino's. Apparently. Um, but look at this. We got in process. Nick is moving some of his 15,000 pins. Little Caesars makes me feel like I was stabbed in the stomach by a three-pronged stone knife. Pizza is pizza. We got some places around here. Like I think, as far as like I've been all over the country. I've not been all over the world. This might be blasphemous too, but New York has good pizza. I think a lot of people will agree. Like New York City, a lot of the pizza up in the woods, 4.5 hours from New York City, near me, is like New York City's pizza. Very, very good New York style pizza. Um, but we have some places close to me, that do not know how to make pizza. There are pizzerias within an hour of me that I would rather have Little Caesars. I would rather have Domino's. I don't know what they do. It's like their crust is off. They don't use enough cheese, or their cheese is like weird too, and their sauce is just way. I don't know what it is, but somehow people screw up pizza. It shouldn't be possible because I home make pizza. I grill pizza every so often. I'll grill chicken wings and pizza. But some people really screw it up, and they have like a customer base. It's like, what do you? I mean, taste is subjective, just like art, right? So, I mean, food is art to some extent, I think. Yeah, we got a sale underway. We got a pin sale underway. I don't know if James is still here, but James and Cam always like to talk about Nick's pins, so we get to see a sale happening live. Um, Catch 'em all collectibles. I forget you don't like CGC. I remember right, but what was the reasoning? I like CGC. Um, as far as the product, to me, the product is superior. I like their cases a lot more. So to me, let me actually. Sometimes I forget I have desk cam. So to me, like, I mean, two completely different cards. But look at the clarity. This one's actually in a bag. Let me get it out of the bag. Look at the clarity difference. And maybe it's not noticeable here, but the clarity difference on the plastic of CGC is it's so nice. The label's bigger. It allows for sets to not be so horribly abbreviated. And yeah, to me, like the slab is just it's a little bit thicker. It's so much more premium. As far as the blue versus red, I don't think either label, like I've heard some people say, oh, the blue's so ugly, it's awful, it's hideous, how could you like that? As if this is a work of art. I mean, they're both fine. They're both like they're both labels. I collect cards. I don't collect labels. So to me, the card is like this is what I collect right here. I don't care what's at the top. The right one is a clearer plastic that I can see through better. So I'm all about that all day long. That's what it comes down to for me. What's going on at the top, I don't really care as much. I collect the cards. It's very, very common that people collect labels. So one thing I don't like about CGC, as far as a business, is I know that if I send 90% of Pokemon cards there versus like if I had to use only one or the other as a business, it would have to be PSA because probably 90% of cards garner me more profit grading with PSA and then selling. Maybe only 10% of cards, and that's either pristine tens or perfect tens, and it's also like cards like this, cards like this one that if I don't sell it to Brad, I might crack it. But like this PSA 3 is probably a CGC 5. The way the market is, since they buy labels and not cards, people don't care that they're getting this card. They care that they're getting a PSA 3. If I say, hey, instead of a PSA 3, do you want a CGC 5? Now instead of paying 3,500 for this, they'll pay 5 grand for that or 5,500 for that because it's the number. It's mind blowing, but like that's the reality that we live in. So I like CGC as a collector. If I had cards that I had to grade, I wanted to grade, and I would never sell, I would 100% grade with CGC because they're going to give me subgrades if I want them to know the true condition of the card. They're going to give me a slab that I like way better. They're going to give me a label that doesn't abbreviate the crap out of the set or the release information. And it's gonna be way cheaper. Like if I'm grading, say I get another full art Pikachu raw. If I have to grade that with PSA, that's 600, maybe 1,000, maybe $1,500 to grade it. At CGC, it's like $100. So yeah, I actually like CGC a lot, but they're suboptimal for certain things, 90% of things probably in business. And honestly, it's funny I say 90%. That was just a number I threw out there. It's a guesstimate, but it's probably fairly accurate. They grade about 10% of PSA's capacity. So I mean, maybe that's reflective of the fact that 90% of cards you're better off grading with PSA because generally speaking, they grade higher. They give you bigger numbers, and people want big numbers. So Brad didn't get a code either for us. We maybe next time. Hopefully, there's many, many more waves to come. I just hit you back on Instagram, Brad. Um, yeah, the Prince. I love the Prince. And now that I have the Pikachu and the Eevee ones, which used to be here. I have these two that you see. I'm gonna cycle them through. I actually have more wall space that you can't see around the office a little bit, so I don't have them up yet, but I'll probably put one more over here off screen. Um, maybe one here off. Well, I guess that would be on screen. I could put one more here on screen too, but outside of the office, there's actually a little more wall space. I can put some more. My daughter took the Dawn Piplup one for her room, and because she has a little Piplup, my wife yelled at me too. The other night that I was live and I talked about the Piplup that I got my daughter from Charlotte Collecticon. I didn't even buy it at Charlotte Collecticon. I just put it in my car so that in case I didn't find anything to buy them, I'd have something to give them when I got back. I got my son a Lucario. So for the first month, all of June that I got back from Charlotte Collecticon, my son was in love with Lucario. He still loves him. The thing did not leave his hand. The thing did not leave his side. He called him Cario. His nickname was Cario. Lucario. Cario, the Lucario. Um, Sleeps with him every night still, but he literally did not leave his side. We'd go to his grandparents' house. We'd go get ice cream. Anywhere we went, he came with him. Um, Yeah, so I got in trouble. She's like, you didn't even mention, you mentioned your daughter's Piplup, but you didn't mention your son's Lucario. So yeah, unfortunately, if there was a Lucario print, that would have been great. But he took N Reshiram. He's got N Reshiram in his room. They had their pick of the litter, and I mean, I'm kind of glad they didn't pick these ones because if they picked, especially red, this is my favorite one, I think. If they picked red Charizard, I would have had to buy another one. Vincenzo got his code. Lucky, lucky. Steven as well. Does PSA have a process during the entry research stage to identify low/zero pop cards to ensure something like a PSA 10 pre-release Clefable doesn't slip through a bulk submission with a huge print line? I don't work at PSA. Have talked to a few people who do. I don't know that they tell me that if I ask them. Um, you would think, I would imagine, because when you enter, I don't think they disallow it going through bulk because the thing is, like, when they're in R&D, when they're in the entry research stage, those people aren't grading the card. And when I'm submitting a card, when you're submitting a card, we don't know the grade of the card. Only PSA does, right? So I think it would be fair to submit something like that on maybe not bulk, but a lower level. I don't know what a 9 goes for, but you submit it here. When you enter it into PSA, it gives you. Let me just pull up one of my submissions. It gives you like a. Oh, then let me get signed in. It gives you what do they call it? Like a database number of some kind almost for each card. So when they're doing R&D, they see the entry that you pointed them to, I'm assuming, and gotta go. Oh, I've actually got. I never look at this, but I've got the Charizard I pulled on stream with Poke Knowledge and all those guys. That's in assembly right now. I never look at this. That's funny. Let me find where it shows what I'm talking about. I think it's on the submission. Oh, let me make sure I don't. Okay, everything goes to my PO box here, so I won't be hopefully doxing any. The problem with live. Um, okay. I didn't show my name. I didn't show my address. That let me see if I can keep it that way. But yeah, when you submit a card, these numbers specifically, like I submitted a first edition Chansey Hollow, and this number over on the left side, that's not the cert number. Same thing goes for the EX Dragon Charizard National Championships. E58000051. 8850. That's like their database number or something. And I'm assuming if they want like that probably ties to the pop report for that given card. And but what it comes down to at the end of the day is the data entry people, the people who do R&D, they don't know the grade. So if it's pop zero, they're not going to bump it up. If you sent in bulk a first edition Charizard, or if you sent like an Onus Wagner or a Mickey Mantle 1952 or an 86 Fleer Jordan, they might call you up and they say, hey, do you want to do something different with this? This is insane. But as far as like a PSA 9 that's worth a few hundred, a PSA 10 that would like that card would probably worth 5 figures or something. They're not going to say anything about that because they just don't know the grade yet. That's at least my thoughts on that. Good question though. Oven's going burr. Oh, DNA. Nice. Getting jealous now. I'm getting jealous over here. Hope it doesn't show too much, but all these codes out there, and I don't have mine. If I knew how to edit, which I can't edit being live, but this is where like an editor, if this was a pre-recorded video, would put in those nice gloomy musics and change the lighting in the video, change the color, maybe go all black and white. Shout out DNA, all those edits over on TCA Gaming's channel. Yeah, it is cool. Like if you love base unlimited Charizard, it's cool that you have so many options to choose from. Collect so many you can collect so many different varieties of it. No new code, no code here. No code, just pain. I'm with you, Alex. We can share this pain. That's funny. DNA literally just got it. Papa John's. We used to have a Papa John's near me, and I don't think there's a Papa John's within like an hour of me. Here we go. How many of the 525 sitting cuties that are available on the Pokemon Center do you have? Nick saw my totes full of sitting cuties. I've got 5 within view, but I have many, many, many more. As far as unique varieties, I don't have as much as I should because I should have just all of them. I, I don't think I've ever seen that many available at once. I'm gonna pull that up quick because I might have to go shopping tonight. Uh, ooh, they got new shirts too. Yeah, 538, but some of those must be out of stock, right? In stock only is 299. I was gonna say that's a very lot to have in stock all at once. Um, like usually anytime I'm on there buying a new shirt, buying whatever just came out, I go through their sitting cuties quick, add any new ones just by memory. Like there are so many I don't have. I probably only realistically have 50 unique varieties maybe of the what is there 900 and something species now. I have a long ways to go. I do have probably like 10 Charmanders. I have a few of a handful of them. But yeah, so someone here in chat, there might be a rarity symbol difference. I do know now that Stuart says that. No rarity is like only a thing for base set. Base set no rarity is the one omitting the rarity symbol. There are a handful of like decks in Japanese that they do have no rarity symbol, but it's not like the desirable first print of base set no rarity, dub no rarity. So there are differences there that I probably read that on E4. That's probably how I know that. Huddle or dump the special delivery Zard after grading it. Honestly, if I got one really quick, if I had one in hand now, I'd probably grade it at like 100 or 150. If it had a good 10 chance, if it had a good 10 chance, I'd probably spend 100 and get it quick and flip it, dump it immediately. And then if it was like immaculate. If it was near perfect, I might go 50 or $100 tier at CGC or maybe BGS and really YOLO it for the perfect or the black label because the odds are low, but the premium is so obscene. It would all depend. Like if it looked like, oh, it's an 80% chance at a 10, but no chance at a black label, I'd do it for $100 and I'd dump it, flip it quick. That's my take. If there aren't like 20 waves of codes, if Special Delivery Charizard is printed similarly to Special Delivery Bidoof, which somehow is holding $1,000, that card could be worth, like, you could regret it. I would think that's less likely though than it going down significantly. So that's my talk, my thought. Where's this on-screen chat coming from? So I'm learning OBS when I'm in this screen. Yeah, the on-screen chat, I have like a window capture. I have this nice little handy dandy. I don't know if you're talking about the full chat here in this window, or if you're just talking about this, but I'm not using StreamYard. For a while I used StreamYard. Now I have like a plugin or a add-on to OBS that is this chat overlay. Really, really cool. I don't remember where I got it, but I watched some YouTube video about how to do it. I think I just Googled how to get StreamYard, how to get a YouTube chat overlay similar to StreamYard in OBS, and this thing popped up. So works well. Yeah, depends on the grade. Definitely, Japanese deck cards don't have the rarity symbol. Little Caesars the best, especially with the cheesy jalapeno sauce. I grill pizza. Yeah, it's really really good. Wood fired pizza is a pretty big thing around me. There's actually like food trucks that have a little wood fired pizza oven trailer that they tow around, and they go to events and they set up like a fair or whatever, state or a county fair, and they'll do like wood fired pizza, but also like grilled pizza. Like I have a Weber grill, same grill that I grill steaks on, grill burgers on, anything. Pizza, grilled pizza for sure, tasty. CGC case is way more. Yeah. CGC cases are better. Like the case better. I don't like the blue or red. Yeah, the labels to me are whatever. Um, that's definitely something to do with the camera quality, lighting, whatever. CGC is much much clearer. If you've never held a CGC slab, go on eBay, search Pokemon PSA, or sorry, CGC Pokemon, search auctions low to high, bid like $5, $6 on a few, like, just to get one in hand. The cheapest way you can get a CGC slab, you'll probably win one for like less than $10 shipped. It might be like a CGC 3 base unlimited Weedle or something, but you should really hold one in hand or go to a collecticon, and you should really check it out. Because to me, like the diff- I don't know how anyone, the label I understand because it's very subjective and some, but as far as the case clarity, there's no way anyone can prefer PSA's case clarity because it's like you just see less of the card. How could anyone want to see less of these beautiful cards we love? That's my take. CGC for life. I don't mind CGC cases at all. I prefer their clarity, but CGC's been so crappy to their early customers. Yeah, it grading companies suck. They all suck. I could rant for hours and hours and hours on PSA, CGC, BGS. I could do the same for all of our selling platforms. PWCC, Heritage Golden, eBay, some more than others. You have to choose the lesser of the evils, in my opinion. I play with all of them to some extent, but they all have issues. Some of them really big, and yeah, it is what it is. I collect the cards though at the end of the day, and contrary to popular belief, you actually can collect, and you can actually do business much less profitably without any of those grading companies. But I don't want to do that because it makes it easier to do business. So, you think BGS will still be around in 10 years? Summon Sports thinks it will be gone, and how will that affect the black labels still around? It wouldn't be good. It wouldn't bode well for black labels, I don't think. I don't understand the black label premium at all. Most times I don't understand the PSA 10 premium. It's just ridiculous to me. Dissolving power, shout out to Pokemon Flying Master. Beta Scott. He did a great video a couple years ago on his YouTube channel. Uh, the difference between like PSA, forget about half grades because they're not reproducible. Just look at PSA's standard grades 1 through 10. There's 10 of them. A PSA grader is tasked with assigning cards to one of 10 buckets. And BGS, they have to assign cards to like one of 1,000 buckets because there's all the subgrade combinations. And BGS 10 Black Label is like at the summit of 1,000 individual buckets. How well can BGS graders actually subdivide cards into those buckets? PSA there's only 10. And naturally, there's going to be overlap. Like 10 to 9, a very, very strong 10 is going to be easy to tell apart from a weak 9. But when you get to the boundary line, when you get to a stronger 9 or a weaker 10, there's no difference whatsoever. There's so much overlap. And then with Black Label, it's just worse because the buckets are smaller. So I don't get it at all. Do I think BGS will be around in 10 years? It won't make a difference to me if they are or aren't because I don't really use them. I use PSA and CGC. It would kind of surprise me if they weren't because they're so big in sports and Magic and other things. I think they grade almost anything. But I'm sure there could be a path to them completely failing and being gone by then. I wouldn't bet on it though, personally. I think Ernesto's gonna call in. I have some sports stuff. Get my earbuds ready to go. Still got the plastic on them. It's gonna be weird. Got these ready, I think. Maybe. In case Ernesto calls in. Um, okay, he is calling in now. Let me see if I'm actually getting it. Can you hear me, Ernesto? Or no? I'm gonna try to get that sorted with him for a minute. Okay, he can hear me. Can you talk? I don't hear him. Um, I have some sports stuff that I need to get authenticated, and there's a Collecticon really close to where I'm going for college. I wonder if they do sports. Collecticon, there is sports stuff. If you go to Collecticon, it'll be primarily TCG stuff. It'll be primarily Pokemon, MetaZoo, uh, Final Fantasy, Weiss, like all these million different things. CGC's there, Heritage is there. But when I browsed at Orlando and at Charlotte, the two Collecticons I've been to, there was a decent amount of sports as well. Um, what percent? I didn't look enough to know. I don't know well enough to say that exactly, but there's definitely a decent bit there. Problem is, I have so many different Bluetooth things I've tried. Okay, I'm connected now. Okay, I can hear you. I, I can hear you now, Ernesto. Yeah. I'm gonna get. Do you want your video or just your audio on? Okay. I'm gonna I'm gonna get Ernesto. Your audio is not on yet, but I'll get you on in a second. Um. Okay. There we go.
Bear with me, people. We're bringing Ernesto on. There we go. I don't know where I'm gonna put you, but for now you're right there. Um. Oh. Let me know in the chat. How is Ernesto's volume? Does it need to be higher, lower? You should hear his audio coming through now. I'm doing good, just hanging out. Do you own any raw copies of LP24 Copycat? I do like the LP promos a lot. I'm familiar with which one you're talking about. I think it's a set card in the Heart Gold Soul Silver era, one of those sets, but um, I don't own that one personally. The main ones that I like from the LP promos were, I think it's 70. Is 70 the Burn Tower, or is that there's three of them that I used to search a lot on Bai. 57, 51, I think, and 70. And that was Burn Tower, um, Indigo Plateau, and I forget what the third one was, honestly. Oh, there's also 5% eBay bucks. Let me check. Oh, you can't hear Ernesto. My desktop audio is on. Oh, okay. It's actually not. Oh, I think I might be on streamer mode. Hold on. No, they can't hear you. Let me they can't hear you yet. Um yeah, my desktop audio's on, but for some reason it'll be nice someday when I they can't hear you, so you can sing if you want to. Yeah. Um I don't know if it's in Discord or if it's in OBS. I'm trying some yeah, somehow you're not outputting like when I look at my Blue Yeti, I see the audio bars bouncing when I talk, but desktop audio is just dead right now. Like when you talk, it's not coming through. Yeah, the desktop audio is there, but it's not. This is exactly how I've done it before, I think. Audio output capture. I don't think that's gonna work. Can you talk again? That didn't do it. That one's it sounds really, really bad. I don't know. You might be coming through now. I thought I saw it just come through, but it doesn't look like it's coming through still. Can you try one more time? Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen. I can try it through the
Now you should be coming through my speakers.
Oh, it'll go.
Okay, now you're coming through the speakers.
Yeah. What's up, guys? Can you hear me? Am I finally in there?
The audio is just gonna be not great, but yeah, Mason, I have the desktop audio as an input, but for whatever reason, when he was talking, it wasn't like not like my desktop audio was unmuted. That's the way I definitely did it before. When I had retro on twice. The first time I had retro on, it was like this. The second time though, he was just coming through my desktop audio. Yeah, you should hear him now, but it's just gonna be crappy audio.
Hey, coming at you live with the crappy audio, baby. We did it. What's up? What's up? How's the chat feeling? Let me get an energy check on the chat. What are we doing?
We got catch 'em
What
all.
are we doing?
We got catch 'em all damn burner account in the chat.
Fire. Follow me. Add me on Twitter. What's up? We got James Pop. We got Doodles in the chat. Alex in the chat. We need an energy check on the chat. We need questions. Let's go.
Here's a question. Near mint English Jungle Vaporeon looks mint except for a print line on the back. If they miss it, it could still get a 10. If they see it, probably a 9.
That's a 7.5. Next. 7.5. CGC.
I don't do errors.
Personal experience.
I don't do errors myself at all. Really?
I graded a tidal wave that had the same thing. It had like a print line in the back, and they gave it a 7.5. But I don't know, you might get an 8 now or something.
Yeah. Have you ever had grilled pizza, or is that only a thing that I've done before?
Hell yeah. I usually when I have cold pizza, I'll grill it.
There we go.
Yeah.
But like I make this stuff just straight on the pizza. Like no, you can buy for a grill, you can buy like a pizza stone, and you just like crank up the grill, you get the pizza stone hot, you throw it on there. I just do it right on the grates. I just go for it.
Perfect.
Works well.
Yep. Perfect.
The key is
Yep.
you don't make the whole pizza and then you throw it all on the grill. You make the dough, you get it spread out into the pizza shape. You put it on the grill for 2 minutes on one side. Then you flip it over. You add the sauce, you add the cheese, and then you grill the bottom and kind of like bake the top all at once. You got to pre-grill the topping side first.
Got you.
That's how they get you. Yeah.
Whoa. That's deep. Yeah, I didn't even know about that.
Yep.
Makes sense though.
That's the thing. We're all learning.
Just grill the bread.
We're all learning today.
There you go. All right, let's go. Let's get to the bottom of this chat. What are we doing? Because I gotta tell my story.
Yeah,
what are we doing?
When's the MetaZoo Kickstarter break? I don't know. Boxes were almost down to 3,600. They were almost down to like 100 a pack, and I was contemplating doing one. But they're running away from me now. I think they're back over 4 or 5. Let's see. I think we're getting close. I've sent 2 very small 3-card submissions to BGS. Yeah. As far as trying, I sent way back in the day. I sent a PSA 9 Charizard and Blastoise, and the Charizard went to a 9.5 at BGS. And then more recently, like mid-hype, when PSA shut down, I sent a small order to BGS on one of the higher tiers. I got a handful of tens, but yeah, sound is horrible. Uh, oh, is my sound terrible too? Mine should still be the blue yet.
GG.
Ernesto should sound bad. That he's coming out of my speaker into my microphone, but I should still sound good.
The one who sounds bad. I'm here to sound bad.
Yeah.
I'm here to make Dan sound good.
Jake Smith wants to know if you're gonna do your laundry too. Saw your washing machine in the background there for a minute.
No, bro. Thankfully, we have the my girl does the laundry. I do the other stuff, like the cleaning and the cooking and stuff. So it's good. We have a system. So I haven't done laundry in like 4 years. It's a movie. I'm living a dream. Yeah. We have a washing machine? I didn't even know. I didn't even know we had one.
Here's a good question by Yuno. When are you making your own channel?
I don't know, man. It's too much work. And plus, I'm not sure. I'm like you, Dan. You have a lot of stuff going on, so I feel like you have a lot more movement and stuff to show, and like you're thinking about it constantly. Not sure I'm there yet to put in all the time that you need to put in to have a successful channel.
Yeah.
I just like to have fun and hang out with the homies.
I'm gonna try one more time, quick, and see if I can get it to work.
Let's go. Let's go. We don't quit. We make it work. Let me see. How many?
I can't hear you now. Hold on. Can you talk again, Ernesto? Test, test. Ernesto's not here to talk now for a minute. Yeah, Burn Tower. I love that card. It's a beautiful card. Can you try talking again, Ernesto? Okay.
I just think you got to that chat later. You got to that question later.
I just got your audio back. I missed you for a minute there.
Oh, okay, good. I was saying that the chat said that they could hear me. I don't know if it was really bad, and I mean, you're a better judge, but the chat was rocking with us. Yeah, apparently I have bad audio.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. I'll have to. Nick and I are going to be live on PokeFlips tomorrow, so we've got to get it sorted before then, because I'm not going to do a 3-hour PokeFlips with Nick coming out the speaker for sure.
Could you share your screen on OBS and show me what you're looking at? Would that work?
It's an absolute.
Or not OBS, sorry, on Discord. On Discord.
I can't upload to Discord and to the stream at the same time. It'll shut me down. Remember,
true. Yeah,
I'm in the woods on DSL.
Okay.
Does Pokemon Center have a big Lucario? Like a big one? Like Mason's Arcanine? That would be amazing if they did. Let me check that quick. They have a gallery figure. They have a new t-shirt. I gotta go shopping tonight after this. Yeah, my desktop audio as an input, not as an output. It's in as an input in my audio mixer, but for whatever reason, it wasn't coming through. Again, it's worked before. It's not working now for whatever reason. Um, catch 'em all Dan burner account. uh, that looks like a screenshot from today's stream. Gordon Danzy. What's your story? I think oh, we're not caught up yet. We're almost caught up. Sound is good now. That was relevant 10 minutes ago. How many Bud Lights until I'm tipsy? I drink beer. I don't drink Bud Light.
Drink beer. That's funny.
Yeah, I can't do Bud Light, Coors Light. I'm all about the IPAs.
Can you?
If like I'll do Bud Heavy as I call it, Budweiser, the king of beers. But I just can't do light. I've been known to over a long day, long hangout. I mean, down at Collecticons, we might have our first one at 5 or 6 o'clock, and we might go till 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm good for more than a 12 pack, and I'm in good shape, but I can handle myself too. Shots are where I get into trouble. I try not to do those. Those are dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Dan could probably drink a 48 pack like for brunch and still be fine.
My burner
Yeah.
account is going rough on this setup.
It's okay, bro. The only thing I will disagree with you is you like Coke versus Pepsi. I prefer blue. Just like with my grading, I prefer blue. Just like with my shirt choice, blue. You gotta go blue.
Pepsi's no good. That's
What do you? Why, dude? Are you crazy? Are you crazy?
I mean,
With the baby mini cans?
I'm trying to be like Buffett over here.
Ah,
I figure if I drink the same drink as him, I figure I'll be just like Buffett.
that's true. I mean, they're both trash. We should be drinking like yoga beet juice with like strawberry banana. So we'll get there.
Would I
So
drink a
can
Bud Light in a survival situation? I don't think it would help in a survival situation, so probably not. But yeah, go ahead with your story.
Oh, you guys want to hear the story? Okay.
Absolutely.
So here's my story, you guys. So I sent off a CGC sub, and it arrived on July 13th to CGC. For like a month, it didn't get scanned, and I'm a dummy. I didn't reach out to them early. I just thought it was part of the process. In that sub, there was an express submission, right? And then there was a bulk submission in the same box. Because they didn't scan my order, my express submission was past due. I reached out to them and I said, hey, it's been over a month. My express submission was supposed to be back in 7 days. Like, can I get that money back? And you guys just add my express submission to my bulk submission. Bro, they got back to me in 1 day with a full refund of everything. They said, we're sorry we didn't find your box. Here's your refund. It should show on your card in a couple of days, and your order will arrive with your bulk. And I was like, wow, like that was so easy. You know, that was exactly what it was a reasonable like conclusion, you know, and it turned a bad situation into like, now I kind of want to leave a good review for CGC, you know? So yeah, that's my story. And then meanwhile, I mean, I know you talked about it a little bit earlier, but dude, I sent out 250 subs to PSA. They're still in grading when some of my 18 subs got back already. Like, what are we doing? How did my 18 sub get back before my 50 subs? Like, how is that possible? Yeah. I know you covered it. I don't want to like rant on that, but it's kind of, don't you think that's wild? Like, I paid almost more than 2x and like I'm still in grading. So how does that even work? Like, what are they doing at PSA, bro?
You have $18 that you sent in July that are already back? Or you mean 30s?
I mean 30s.
I was
not
gonna
18.
say,
I mean
yeah,
30s.
18s would have been surprising.
Not 18. I mean 30s. No, 30s. But I'm saying, how did my 30s get back before my 50s? Like, that's weird. I kind of want to reach out and Karen them too. Like, hey man, you know, it's supposed to be back already. You give me a refund. But I'm not sure.
Yeah, mistakes
Um,
are gonna happen, and what it comes down to is like um how they respond to issues and how they fix them. So if a company, when an issue pops up, deals with it properly, that's all you can ask. Everyone's human. We're all gonna make mistakes, and if they rectify the situation properly, then that's great. And I guess I've had issues probably with most companies. Some rectified properly, some not as ideally as possible. I guess CGC, just because they're newer, I haven't had the main issue being all the 8.5s I got. That wasn't
mhm.
really rectified, but years ago with PSA, I mean, I've had them damage my cards and then just say, no, you sent them damaged, and it was he said, she said, and I wasn't gonna win that. But like when you pull pack fresh cards and they come back with corner creases graded as a PSA 6, you can't do anything about it. I did hear, Echo Base Collectibles. He had an Espeon or an Umbreon Gold Star that came back with a crease that it didn't have, and PSA actually admitted it.
Uh-huh.
They supposedly reviewed some footage, and then they like compensated them for it, which surprised me. Because years ago, either they didn't have the inside footage or they never paid me back for anything.
What was the most expensive card that you got damaged?
They were
That's interesting one.
Yeah, they were EX Ruby and Sapphire, old school EXs. Years ago though, like it was weird because there was like six of them in a row. I opened a box and there was like six of them in a row with corner creases. Some of them were graded sixes, so they creased them and they graded it with a crease. And then some of them were graded tens with a crease. And all these cards I pack pulled myself. I 1000% know they were not creased. I don't have a video of it. I didn't have a video or pictures of it, but I pack pulled them. I looked them over and I sent them. And then four of them came back as sixes and two of them came back as tens, but all six had creases. They paid me for the tens, but they didn't pay me for the sixes. Because they said, oh, yeah, we'll pay you because we must have missed it, but you just got lucky, so we'll pay you because we graded them a 10.
Yeah, wow.
And at the time, it was like 30 bucks a piece. So they gave me grading voucher for like 60 bucks or 80 bucks or something. Which now I don't know what they'd be worth, but 10x or more.
I got another question for you. You said the only box you haven't opened is first edition base, right?
Yep.
Are you like, is that dream dead, or could you open maybe a couple of packs, or like do you see yourself realistically ever doing that, or is that something that just like too financial, like you just not, what would you think?
That'll never happen. A whole box.
That'll never happen. Yeah, yeah.
No. I opened an unweighed pack in Vegas, and it was a heavy that
Yeah.
had the magneton. And before Vegas, I also opened a heavy. I think it was about $1,000 at the time, maybe not even. And I hit a nine tails. So like I hit two base first hollows. Obviously, like the pie in the sky dream would be on stream recently. I did the Charizard from Base Unlimited, which I've pulled many.
Mhm.
Shadowless though, I've only
Yeah, that's
ever
pretty sick.
pulled Shadowless. I opened a whole box worth of heavies. I opened 12 hollows, no Zard. And then in Vegas, I opened an unweighed pack from the box break, and I got the Zard. So I've done Base Unlimited.
That was bonkers,
Yeah,
bro.
I've done Base fourth. I've done those like 4 or 5 times, but not on stream. Base first though, I have to do on stream at some point. So like the goal of opening a whole box, never. The goal of opening another
Yeah,
pack
yeah, yeah.
and then the 1 in 15 chance at a Zard, that lives on.
But that's so expensive, bro. How much are the packs? How much is one pack realistically?
I think
You could probably get.
like 12,
Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
12ish maybe, 12 to 15. I think I've seen him sell for. Uh,
Oh my god, bro.
and you could
Oh,
lose almost all of it. I mean, you would lose that.
I know,
That's a big
dude. Yeah,
gamble.
computer search or something.
You could get
Yeah,
Charizard grade an 8 and lose money, just like I did with my Shadowless pack. Um,
that's bonkers.
yeah.
Yeah, you could open like how many base set two boxes for 12K? Like 60. No, I'm just playing. You could just have so much more fun than one pack.
I,
But
I've
I feel you.
I've been meaning to do eBay listings this week, and I've gotten to none so far. Nick just said they changed the new listing style. Have you listed any since then?
No, I haven't. I haven't been listening because I'm waiting on my on stuff to get graded and packages and stuff. My buddy been telling me to list cards every day though for the algorithm.
I've heard
But I
that
just been too
too.
lazy, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard that, and I need to start doing it.
No,
Um,
no, it's real, bro. It's real. Shout out to TCG. Go follow his channel. Is the one that put me on, and all my friends kind of swear by it. Like you just list 3, 4 things a day, even if it's like a $5 card, $3 single. It really helps, So yeah, for anyone who's trying to get more views and stuff on their page, I definitely recommend that. Yeah, because we already have other friends that have been doing it, and they showed like, yeah, bro, I'm getting way more impressions. So yeah, interesting.
AP Sports Card has a comment here. Thought we were breaking news on $18 subs for a second there. Um, if anyone didn't see, the Sports Card Investor had a 15-minute interview with Nat Turner, and during it, Nat Turner said actually quite a bit of interesting information about the $18 tier. I don't want to just play the whole 15-minute video, but kind of a TLDW. I would recommend you go watch it. But Nat Turner said, quote, they took in way more cards than they expected at $18. So one thing that tells me is that the 150-day turnaround time that they are estimating for $18 tier, I don't think they're going to hit the 150 days on all of them. The tail end of the ones they took in might miss it. Or maybe they'll just say, screw the backlog. The people who are still waiting on November 2020 through middlemen, maybe they'll just have to wait until 2023. I don't know, but it feels like something's going to have to give there. It feels like they might not be able to make both estimates of one, having the backlog done before 2022 and getting those returns back in 150 days. Another thing they did say, though, too, they kind of said what I had estimated, what I had guessed on PokeFlips a couple episodes ago, or maybe last episode. My guess was that $18 PSA would go away August 1st, as it did, which they told us it was going to. So that's not a big, I wasn't going out on a leap there. But $30 will remain the cheapest tier at least through mid September, presumably. Like that's kind of what Nat said. He said probably a month. So earlier mid September, at the soonest, they'll come out with a new tier. It's going to be less than 30, but it's going to be more than 18. So the first tier that comes back in September, maybe early October at the latest, hopefully, will be probably 20 to 25. So yeah, I wasn't going to talk about that for the whole 3 hours, but I did want to get that in there. That's kind of like
Do you think 20?
I think it'll be between 20 and 25, and I think it'll be mid-September, and they'll probably say 150, 180 day turnaround time. Um, as far as the $18 special, when Nat Turner says that they took in way more than they expected, that is so frustrating because they are so dumb. Like 30, 30,
Yeah.
30's
Oh,
here
man.
and 18's here. No one was expecting 18. 18 was way lower than they had to go. I sent in, I put in my title too, final tally. I sent in like 680 cards, just under 700. I would have sent in the same 680 cards at 20. I would have sent in maybe the same 680 cards at 22.
At 25.
Probably not 25, but
Right.
probably 22. So like if that's
Okay.
the same, I'm sure 20 is not a stretch. Like anyone who sent 1,000, 100, 10, however many you sent at 18, we all would have sent the same at 20. Say they took in 2 million cards, they cost themselves $4 million there. If they took in 3 million cards, they cost
Yeah, that's
themselves
wild.
$6 million. Like what are they doing? And now they took in more cards. They might not make the turnaround times, and maybe they will. But like either way, I feel like they left money on the table. Like, why wouldn't they have done some lottery 25, done some lottery 20 to gauge the demand before they just open 18 for a full month? Like, for the CEO or president or whatever Nat Turner is, I forget his exact title, for him to say they took in way more than expected. I see the clown makeup going on his face, and it's like, what are they doing over there? How could they not have a better gauge on demand? They have the tools. Use the lotteries. Go. You went 30 and then you opened it fully because the market talked to you. You did 30 via lottery. The initial $30 lotteries got swamped. I had to open 12 tabs to get an allocation. And then by the time the $30 were towards the end, you could open one tab and you'd get an allocation every time. So then they opened to the public. Why didn't they do 25? Why didn't they do 20? They just opened 18 like YOLO. What are they doing? So there's my rant.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
There's my rant on the title. Final tally, I sent in a little under 700. They likely took in July, they graded 1,000,000 cards. Almost guaranteed they took in more than 1,000,000. So the backlog for 1 month, for that month, actually grew, which is disappointing, given that November 2020 and prior cards are still out there. So there's my like 5-minute title rant on the final tally, final thoughts of the $18 tier. Why? Please don't do it again. In September, just do $25 lottery. Engage demand. And 1 week later, if the demand is low, and open it up to the public. Why not use the lottery though? You have that tool there. Use it. To just YOLO 18 open was dumb.
No, I agree. But you don't have to get so hot. I mean, let them run their business, man. It's okay. Plus, I think the real issue is turnaround time. I think the price is also relative to the turnaround, right? Because like if CGC is turning my cards around in 15 days, if PSA had a 15-day turnaround, I would pay double for the PSA 15-day turnaround, right? Like I would pay double for the turnaround.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what's most important for me, like as somebody that's trying to flip, right? It's not necessarily how much I put in, because at the end of the day, if I'm profiting, I'm profiting. And if the PSA premium is that much more significant, right, to put the card in a PSA slab, I'm willing to pay 25, 30 if I could get it back in the same time window. And then there's just certain plays that don't work with PSA. I mean, maybe you can enlighten me, Dan, right? But like with the ultra modern stuff, it just, by the time I get it back from PSA, it drops so much that it's just not even feasible. You know, I would have to express it, and then that cuts into your margin. Anyway, I think all these things are connected, but I think they don't really talk about the turnaround enough. You know,
Yeah.
like I view the price relative to that.
Turnaround time is huge, especially if you're dealing in bag distribution. You
Like
don't,
I am.
yeah. You don't want to be
No,
stuck.
because look,
Yeah, you don't want to be stuck holding the card for 6 to 12 months while it's at the grading company.
correct. And then people are racing to the bottom, you know, auctioning off stuff, and then like, bro, like cards that I thought I was gonna sell for 45 are at 19.99. And it's like, bro, it's only been 1 month. How did it go from 45 to 19.99?
Yeah.
So, you know, and then yeah, I don't know. The way I look at it, I mean, I think it was Retro who told me this. PSA is more like a haymaker, and CGC is more like jabs.
Yeah.
Like when you submit something nice, something minty, like, you know, to PSA, and you get that 10, you are gonna hit. You're gonna hit really hard. You're gonna print basically. But with CGC, you could take 150 jabs before one PSA sub come back. You already printed so much out of these $10 margins that I think, I don't know. I guess what I'm getting at, that is, how does PSA take over? Because I feel like PSA has the potential to just eliminate CGC if they like get their shit together. What do you think would have to happen for CGC to just not be just to get obliterated? What do you think it would look like?
I don't think PSA is competent enough to. CGC is too big too. Like CGC is only 10% of PSA, as I showed by GemRate's numbers, but grading is so easy to do. Like I used to be a chemical engineer. I used to work in an industry where we had such specialized engineers, we had such specialized labor, we had such specialized equipment to manufacture like chemical products. That stuff was hard. A lot of environmental regulations, a lot of like safety regulations, OSHA, uh, EPA, and all that. Grading cards is easy. It is so easy to do.
Bro.
It is so easy to scale. It is so cheap. They're charging us.
Super.
They're charging us 18, 30, 50, 100, 150, 300, 600, and up. it costs them. Again, I talked about it earlier when I was doing the Domino's tracker rant. It's not harder than making a Domino's pizza. It's maybe easier and it takes less time. The equipment's cheaper to make to grate a slab than it is to make
Oh
a
man,
Domino's pizza.
to have an oven.
The Domino's pizza oven, and honestly, I'm probably exaggerating there. PSA probably has. You can go online though, and you can buy a single sonic sealer, sonic welder. I mean, my old job, we had sonic welders for different packaging, but sonic welders are like $1,000, a few $1,000 for a nicer one. PSA probably has like a really nice one that maybe costs 5 or 10 grand, but and maybe they have something that does 20 cards at a time that costs 50 grand or 100 grand. I don't know, but
I
that
get what you mean.
that
I get your point.
Domino's pizza oven is pretty expensive too.
It's not chemical engineering, bro. It's not chemical engineering. You know?
Yeah,
It's not. It's not.
like
You know,
they were profitable.
whatever.
They,
Other things.
they were profitably grading our cards for 750 a piece. They were making a lot of money grading our cards for 750 a
That's a good
piece.
point.
And
Damn,
now
that's
they're
a
doing
good
it.
point, dude.
Now
I
they're
never
doing
looked.
it for
Yeah.
way more money. They're making so
Yeah.
much money. It's disgusting. So like for them to lower their price enough to squeeze out CGC,
Mhm.
they would get so many more
Mhm.
cards in. So CGC will like if they
Mhm.
want to, they'll always have a niche that they can carve out. And you can say PSA should just ramp up to 50 million cards a year, 100 million cards a year. That would be very bad for everyone if PSA overshoots too much, because 1990s junk wax era will just go into and the really good stuff wouldn't be harmed, but 99% of stuff would be harmed if PSA started pumping out 50 million slabs or 100 million slabs a year. They 10x from
So
1
they would never
million.
do that.
I would hope not.
So
It would feel dumb to
right.
me.
That's crazy. So they need CGC. They're like, here you go, CGC. Here, eat a little this of this market share, CGC. Here, eat our little error cards and our MetaSue. Here, enjoy the modern. That way we could continue printing. It's kind of dark, bro. It's kind of like they need each other,
I think
you
to some
know?
extent they do. Yeah. And I might be reading it wrong. I might be. That's my take though. That's in rant form.
No, no, you're not ranting. I mean that was a good take, I think, because I'm very bullish on CGC. Like I used to be on the Poke Knowledge train, like nah, PSA for life. But the thing is, CGC has like a really good company outside of trading cards. They have really good cases. Like the cases are the best in my opinion. They have the digital imaging thing. Like they have good customer service. Like the story I told. Like I don't see CGC just being like a fly by night thing. Like I actually think they take their trading card seriously. Like their department is serious and they have a budget, etc. Bro, when I went to the Miami Collector event, they had a big space CGC and they were giving out free stuff. Like they gave me a free slab. They're like, here, thank you for your support. Boom, boom, boom. Here's a goodies bag. I like CGC. Like I just wonder if they can ever actually get over the I don't even know what to call it, but this narrative that or the established reality, which is PSA is number one. Like I'm trying to understand like how they can take over or what would have to happen for that too. But I guess it's all speculation. It's not really that useful. But I like CGC. I think they have a good service.
Yeah, I'm a big fan, and I think they're gonna stick around. I think they're too big of a company, too big to fail. I don't know, but they almost feel like they're already there. They do their comic
What do
thing.
you think about?
They're gonna look into the video game thing soon. I do want to hit this one question quick on screen. So Jacob asked,
Oh yeah.
do you know how to send in packs for PSA grading? Like there are lots of videos on process for cards, going into card savers, etc. How do you do this for packs? I'm pretty sure I have a video showing it. So check my channel for the video. But I basically just I do a card saver one, and I do the pack not in it, but like against it. And then I do a graded card sleeve to cover up the whole thing. So I don't have a pack. Oh, I actually do have a McDonald's pack nearby. So it would just be like this. It would be the card saver one is just like a backer. It's not actually in it, but it's just card saver one pack in a integrated card sleeve. And then
Yeah, like a little team bag or team
yeah,
bag or something.
Team bag's too small for a card saver. You've got to use like the graded card sleeve. But I send in 50 packs at a
Oh,
time,
you might be
100
right.
packs at a time. I've submitted hundreds of packs in that fashion. I've always had good luck.
Yeah, that's nice.
There's always stuff to
I
talk
usually put a
about.
little
Shiny light bulb.
cardboard works too, I think. Like the old cardboard sandwich. That works. That works for everything.
Here's a good question. Vandy asks, would you think that the July special of 18 would go behind in priority of the next 2025 tier when they drop prices in a few months? So theoretically, if they open that up in September, I would hope, because the math is easy. The math is very, very easy. My dad always likes to say, like I was an engineer. I took many, many years of advanced level math in college. You learn all the math you need to know for most people in life by like fifth grade. Fifth grade level math for PSA to calculate addition, subtraction, maybe a little division and multiplication to track like how many cards can they handle and how many cards can they allow in. So PSA is taken, like they know today how many cards they took in at 18. They know that they promise. They estimated. They know that they estimated 150 days. So do the math. See if you can do it all. If you can't, don't open new tiers yet. They know that they've got a backlog. They know the size of it. They know how many cards they grade a day. Do the math, please. Like, if they don't know how to do the math, send me the numbers and I'll do the math for you and I'll tell you PSA. I've done all this work in Patreon, projecting the backlog and I've estimated very, very well. And that's using just like the numbers they've dropped in podcasts and the numbers they've dropped in articles here and there. But yeah, it's very, very simple math. If they're gonna open up 20 in September 15th or October 1st maybe, do the math. If you're gonna promise 150 days, just schedule it all out. Like you don't really need to be too intelligent to be able to figure all that out. Like and this is a conversation I've had recently too with different people. Some live streams, some just private conversations in Discord. If you're Pokemon and you're trying to determine how much Lost Origins should I print? How much, like, should we print 10 billion cards next year or should we print 6 billion? That is so much harder. Their job is so much harder because the supply and the demand and the fact that they have to order it from other companies 6 months ahead of time, like, that is a very complex, dynamic situation that Pokemon has to deal with. With PSA though, they literally control all aspects of it. They control the faucet, and somehow they still overflow their bucket. Turn off the faucet, raise the prices, shut down the tiers. Like it's so easy. And so I don't know the answer to that. I know what I would do though if I had all the numbers and if I was in charge of managing it. I would open $25 tier lottery in. I mean, if we took in too much at 18, I would wait until November instead of October. If we took in a manageable amount and we can meet our promises on the 18, I would do it more like in October and I would say 150 or 180 days. I would do the math, see what it could be, and I'd lottery in as many as I could allow. And it would be very, very easy to manage. Um, there's another rant. I lost Ernesto during that one.
Oh, I'm good, bro. It's just that you got so hot that I had to go get a drink. So you know, are you good, bro? Did you eat today? Why are you so hot at these companies?
I had an enchilada for lunch. It was actually pretty nice. Nat
Be trying to order some pizza, baby. You're hot.
Nat Turner said they're shooting for a 90-day turnaround at all levels. We're still quite a ways away from that. Nat Turner's ultimate goal, and I think it's realistic when you're grading 12 million cards a year, it's 100% realistic. It just comes down to the price point. They're grading roughly 12 million cards a year. Will the market send in 12 million cards a year at 10, or will they send in 15? If they'll send in 15 million a year and you can only grade 12, then you need to up the price where there's an equilibrium. It's not very complicated. The first month that you see more than 1 million come in, your backlog grows and you change the price. You close a tier, you increase the price of the tier, dynamic pricing, surge-based pricing. Like when you leave the bars at Collecticon and you're getting into an Uber at 3 a.m., There's surge-based pricing. Everyone's leaving the bars. No one's driving drunk. Be responsible. Use Uber. You pay like triple, but it's surge-based pricing. Supply and demand. That's what it's all about. Um, that's
I
what.
love getting drunk. What? Nothing.
Yeah. The amount
I
that
finally got my Karen's Umbreon.
what to
I
get.
finally got my Karen's. Look, I got my Karen's Umbreon.
Oh, there we
Whoa.
go. Nice.
Good night.
My dog's not with me in the office today. I'll have to show her on stream at some point though.
Yeah, I was gonna spend 900 for a Karen, but then I got this one for free in the street, so it was value.
Joey Horton's comment is funny. It's on screen now. The amount they're charging is not robbery. Like people are I'm willingly opening my wallet and giving them the money. So it's crazy that we live in that world, but they're clearly not charging enough historically because they built that obscene backlog. So they need to charge more. Uh, Hopefully that's something they're gonna do better, manage it better going ahead.
Are you all caught up?
There's a little bit. No, there's a little bit more. Let me see. Talking about using a jeweler's loop to look at cards. Oh, John Doe just got a special delivery Charizard code. Ordered some RCSV boxes. I questioned the RCSV boxes when you could have ordered like the Reds canvas, but yeah, CGC will never take over PSA. I don't think that's going to happen whatsoever, but I also don't think PSA will kill CGC. I think they'll both live and I think they'll both be around 10, 20 years from now. Graded packs are dumb. There's a market for it though. So if the market demands it, I supply it.
Facts.
Start a grading company, Dan. The funny thing, and this might sound really weird. This might be like a hot take. Might be spicy, Dan here.
I
Base,
see.
Basement grading card companies almost get too much hate. Like I know why they get the hate because PSA and CGC are cheap enough. You should just use a reputable company. But like the card is the card at the end of the day. We put way too much value, we as a market, in my opinion, on tens.
We the people.
When like a PSA 10, there are companies out there, and I'm not going to name any. I probably don't even know them because I haven't sampled them. But like whether it's, I'll name a couple examples that could be AGS RoboGrade. Whether it could be them, whether it could be, uh, can't think of the Canadian. The three-letter acronyms, there's way too many to remember them. But I guarantee you that there's a third-party grading company out there. I mean, CGC is one of them to an extent that grades harder than PSA.
Oh,
That you can
watch
buy.
out.
Your video's lagging a bunch. Did your dog just get your camera?
Yeah, my dog started.
Um,
Now I'm getting.
yeah, like there's definitely a third-party grading company out there that is competent and is doing a good job grading like as consistently or more consistently than PSA, but no one's gonna give them the time of day because they don't have that history. Like again, grading is not hard, but having the 30-year history and having so many millions of people that will just buy your labels blindly, that's the hard part. Like you need to do hundreds of thousands of slabs for years to get the market acceptance, and then you probably still won't because PSA has so much inertia, so much of a moat just because how many slabs they have out there. Even though their product, objectively, they grade really inconsistently, and people aren't gonna like to hear that and whatever. Plus or minus one, like I said. So you could grade more consistently, but you're not gonna touch them. You could do it for less money, and you could make a lot of money still doing it. But like starting a grading company would be way more marketing and way like CGC could do it because they had the history with the comics. If you don't have a history in the collectible space to begin with, and if you don't have a ton of capital to do huge marketing campaigns, you have no shot whatsoever. Ace grading is another one. I think that's the UK one. But the issue is if you grade as hard or as easy as PSA, people will say you grade too soft. If you give 38% of all Pokemon cards tens like PSA does, they'll say you grade too soft. And if you give 3% or 6% like CGC does, they'll say you grade too hard and you'll make less money for the people grading than if they just do PSA. So yeah, I'm not going to start a grading card company. It wouldn't be that hard though to do as good of a job as PSA. You just wouldn't have. I mean, they're not even standing by their financial guarantee anymore, and people just deal with it. It just is what it is. So they have the inertia, they have the market penetration, and they're just not going to be knocked off.
Like Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola makes the premier product on the market. So
Okay, you're blocked,
so
dude.
I forget who it was, but
I
somebody
hear you,
mentioned
man.
in chat when they heard you pump Pepsi, they said kick them off stream. That's enough.
Oh man, that ain't right. That ain't right. Nah, the chat love me. Chat, let me know if you love me.
Uh,
Actually, I want to do a giveaway before I get out of here. If that's cool with you, Dan.
yeah, sure.
Okay. I want to give away this baby right here.
Oh,
Yes.
there we go.
Yes. Ernie provides. Ernie provides. Okay. I'm giving this baby away. How many people we got in the chat? Hold up. I won't do it now. I'll do it at the end. But like, I know you're probably gonna get off at 4:30, right?
4:30. Yeah, I'm gonna be done within 20 minutes. That's the nice
All
thing
right.
about
Cool.
day lives. I have a quitting time like that I have to hold to. There's 59 watching right now. How are they gonna enter the giveaway?
So basically, you gotta pick a number from 1 through 59, and then whoever picks the number. Oh, will that work? Yes. Whoever says the number first will get it.
You're gonna be the arbiter of who the winner is. I don't wanna.
Okay, I will. I'll do it. It's Minty, baby. But if you try to grade this, there might be a hidden dent. I'll leave it up to you to find the hidden dent, but it's there. Okay, not a 10. All right, yeah. So from one through 59. Yeah. First one to say the number, you get this baby. I actually love this art, man. Like, what do you think, Dan? You don't like? I know you like Wind from the Sea. Don't lie.
I like it.
Or is this town on no map? This town on no map, I think, right?
I don't even know. Show me
I
the
don't,
symbol.
I don't even know, dude. There's no symbol. It's Japanese, dude. What are you doing?
Isn't that the expedition symbol?
Dude, my friends are gonna kill me for not knowing this, but I'm pretty sure it's town on no map because it has the little fountain.
I thought
So
town on no
it's not a town.
isn't town on no map Aquapolis? I don't.
So Aquapolis is town on no map and Wind from the Sea. It's both.
Oh, okay. So asks, do I get the same Q4 sales boost as a lot of the other eBay categories? Generally speaking, Christmas time, I usually run like a Black Friday sale, Cyber Monday sale. So I usually do well. Q4. I ran a 20. I didn't even run a sale. I sent out offers on Monday for 20% off my whole store, and I sold 154 of my 1,000 listings. I sold 15% of my inventory in 2 days, which was amazing. Um, so you want a sales boost?
Oh, congrats, man.
Like I should have just raised my prices by 10% and then sent out the 20% offer, and I should do that sometime
Yeah.
and just see if I still get like a huge boost. You probably would, but um, Dan Von Hall asks where I keep the clock. The clock ultimately it's gonna be off screen, but it's gonna go like right on the wall there. I'm gonna see it. You guys probably won't see it. Maybe from time to time I'll put it here. I'll put another thing over here. I still need to continue the shelves further. You can see that they end there and there. They're gonna continue further down both walls. I still have a little bit of like I need to figure out the lighting. I need to put more shelves up. I need to put more things on the walls. But there's been a million. Okay, we got a winner. Let me pop that up. Let me catch up on chat quick and then I'll pop up the winner. I think there's consequences for sending in over $199 value subs besides just the upcharge. Oh, absolutely. If you get upcharged to the $50 tier, you may as well have just sent at the $50 tier and gotten it back quicker. Now you're gonna wait for the $18 turnaround time and pay the same fee. So you're waiting longer and paying the same amount. Ideally, if you're gonna get upcharged, just do it at the right thing. But here's all our guesses. What if I just spam numbers? Yeah, I don't know if you were looking for duplicates, but I only see one guess from Joey Horton. Lucky number 7.
Actually, I will give partial credit for 69. So whoever said 69, you're gonna get this guy, Cricket Toe.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Looks
good
like
for you.
I think it only went to 59, right?
59.
But
Yes, that's why. That's why.
so so
That's why you get this.
so it's funny
For
because
not playing the game.
Catch 'em all Burner's account said 69, but sadly he was the second one because Jake Smith said 69 first.
Jake Smith. Correct. Jake Smith. Actually, matter of fact, you're gonna get a Mew EX.
But
Okay.
then he
You're
said
also gonna get a Ghostbusters.
then he said
Okay.
oops
And you're
59
gonna
though.
get a Squirtle.
He,
Okay. That's what you get when you say 69.
but
Congratulations.
he corrected it to oops 59 though.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Oh no,
Oh
Jake.
boy. Not like this, bro. Not like this. All right, congrats, Joey. I got you. Just, I guess, reach out to me with your shipping info, and I'll send it out to you, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, the issue with AI grading, Metazul brings up variance and obscured metrics. The issue with human grading, though, is there's so much variance from human to human. And did they have a good night the night before, or did they get into a fender bender or a
Yeah, for
speeding
real.
ticket on the way into work that day? Like, robots don't have emotions, at least. So if you have an ever-changing algorithm, that's an issue. But ever-changing human emotions is probably more of an issue. Maybe. I've always been one to say I don't think AI grading will ever completely replace human grading because
Okay.
I don't know. We'll see though. I brought up AGS and I was gonna like ACE. There are a lot of three letter acronyms that I can't remember them all, but also gets 69, but way later. Ernesto made a spam giveaway to get rid of the Pepsi hate in chat. Uh-oh, we got a tinfoil hat conspiracy.
Bro, you already know, Crips. TGC, blue shirts, and Pepsi. Good night.
Maximus Pumpernickel has a grading company idea. Since we have powerful enough scanners to theoretically fingerprint cards, then why not rank all cards amongst themselves instead of grading them 1 to 10? It doesn't really work though because you're not going to grade a lot of these cards like Masaki Gengar. There's 30,000 that were made and maybe only 1,000 were sent for grading. Moonbryon, there's probably 50,000 made and then only 1,000 or 2,000 have been sent for gradings so far. So you're not going to have like all of them at once. I don't know exactly how that would work, but I don't think it would work. Have you thought about taking advantage of the market for Japanese set cards? I don't do much with Japanese, less so with set cards.
Okay, I got a quick question for you. VHS grading. Are you doing it if it makes money, or are you morally against it?
I'm not morally against it. I would highly caution anyone trying to buy them. I would strongly, if you have sealed VHS tapes, it's probably too late to buy them raw now and submit them for grading because the people who are running that market probably already stocked up. But yeah, if I had them to grade, I would be grading, selling. I mean, I will. I don't get it. If they would grade these canvases, I'm going to buy 50 of them, and I'm gonna grade the 10 nicest ones and just dump them onto the market for some stupid profit.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Like if the margins are there, and if you can find them, but I mean, can you really find sealed VHS tapes now, bro? Like, yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, are we at the point where we're just grading anything with a Pokemon on it? Like, is that what we're doing? Like, are we gonna grade like socks, like Pokemon socks and T-shirts and stuff? Like, I was looking on, I think it was on eBay. They had like these inserts. They just like give them to you at the Pokemon Center, and those have Pokemon on them. Like, should I grade those? They're not even cards. They're just like a piece of cardboard. Um, like, are we going too far with the grading? Sometimes I
Absolutely.
feel like
We've already gone too far with just the cards, with the valuations we ascribe to them. If they start grading sitting cuties, I'm gonna buy 1,000 or 5,000 sitting cuties tonight, and I'm gonna be first to market with sitting cuties graded. Absolutely, it's dumb. I wouldn't be buying them, but I'll be
it's
selling
done.
them.
Okay. No, it's fair. That's fair, man. Um,
Kyber
Yeah, man.
comments.
Oh, this was
I got a question
what?
here quick. What cards would you send for your first grading sub for reselling if you were starting out today? Whatever I had in inventory at the time, it would probably be a mix of Ultra Modern and WotC because that's what I have most of. It would probably
You
be
said
like
popular Pokemon.
my special delivery Charizard promo that hopefully I'll be getting at some point soon. It would probably have that. It would probably have a little bit of Shadowless WotC, maybe a little bit of mid-era Old School EX, a little bit of everything.
Yeah, send popular Pokemon. Don't grade like Lamarants and stuff. Grade Pikachu's.
Ernie provides. L
Yeah,
Dubs,
you guys. Hey, Dan. Huh?
you want to go ahead
Sorry, man.
and then I'll
Yeah,
take a
real
count.
quick. I just got to get out of here because I got to go ship some items and it's about to be 5 o'clock. So I just want to say thank you for having me on. This was super fun. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Joey, reach out to me so I can send you out this thingy. And yeah, man, I just got to tap out, Dan, because if not,
Yep.
I'm not going to be able to ship out this package.
Yeah, thanks for hopping on.
You're the man, bro. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, have a good one.
Peace. Peace, guys.
Bye. Shout out Ernesto. He does the thumbnails lately. If anyone was wondering who that was, he doesn't have his own channel, but he's helping this channel with the thumbnail game. Um, L Dubs, do you see yourself ever expanding your business to even more TCGs like Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh, or even things outside your current model like video games / Funko? So I mentioned it before, but right now I'm 95% Pokemon. When I was younger, I'd never gotten to Yu-Gi-Oh, Dragon Ball. I never got into Magic, nothing else. It was always Pokemon. Recently, clearly I've gotten into MetaZoo. That's like 5% of my business, maybe 5 to 10% lately. Um, the Pokemon and MetaZoo. If and when I ever decide to expand from there, I think the way that I'd go would either be like video games, because years ago I used to actually sell video games, not graded. I used to just flip like video game collections. So maybe I'd get into video games, or maybe I'd get into coins again. I used to do coins. So I think I would go one of those routes before going Yu-Gi-Oh or Magic. Magic would be way more likely than Yu-Gi-Oh just for its history. Yu-Gi-Oh I just honestly don't really care about. No experience when I was younger. I've looked into it a few times. I just they don't hit for me. Hit him up on Instagram, or yeah, he's Skater Ernesto on Instagram. I own a full set of MetaZoo NFT tokens, and then I got one for being a partner, and I had one extra otherwise. So I think I have 12 now, and I could get 2 NFT boxes per token. So I got 24 NFT UFO boxes. Sealed graded booster boxes can become a thing with people holding sealed. I would grade my booster boxes if they started grading them. I just think it. I don't think they will, but if they do, I would. If I could make margin on it, it would be kind of silly though. I think, especially because if you like really shook it a lot, which if you really shake a PSA slab a lot, like this one doesn't move, but some of them do. Pat Flynn had a video, Deep Pocket Monster, where he showed that under extreme circumstances, you could actually damage the card with a booster box. Shaking it, the packs could move so much you could really destroy. You could really damage a booster box shaking it. I would imagine, especially like imagine cracking out a booster box. The plastic would probably stick to the inside of the plastic of the case too. Like it would probably just be a messy thing all around. Graded sitting cuties. Make it a thing. Hit up PSA, tell them you want them to grade sitting cuties. Reverse Hollow Flareon from Vivid Voltage worth grading. Only if no one else is. If the pop of that is more than like 20, you probably have a hard time selling it for any margin at all, I would think, but I could be wrong. For a Flareon collector, it's probably a 6 cent card, 10 cent card, 20 cent card, raw, near mint. So if you get a 10, I could see a Flareon person collector maybe paying like 50, because to get it themselves and to wait so long, and like it's a niche thing that probably not many people are grading. I sold a PSA 10, like a black and white era reverse hollow Charmander. It was like a 50 cent card. I sold it for like 80 bucks in PSA 10 because just no one else had graded it. Top was like 10 or something, or 20. How much do you know about the Hole Punch Expedition Pichu? I just saw the card for the first time in this PWCC block last weekend. Might actually be mine. I sent some out for grading through the PWCC. I forget if I sent them through the PWCC CGC thing or if I sent them directly, but I did send some of them to CGC for grading. I'll need to look at that. I haven't. I need to do a follow up video on the CGC PWCC thing. But it was given out at some event along with I think this would be like a Rusty thing. Rusty probably has a video on his channel about them. This would definitely be an E4 or Mount Moon thing. There would be an article talking about them, I'm sure. I bought a set of Manhole, Pichu, and I forget the other card that came with it. But I bought sets of them years ago for like $30 or $50 or something. I bought multiple sets. Recently graded them. Have you thought of selling Pokemon toys? I've bought some Pokemon toys for my like collection. I have some of the tech decks, some of the finger skateboards from back in the day. I have you see the Pez behind me. I have the toothbrushes, the cameras. Someone asked me on a recent stream. Uh yeah, I bought some selling them if I could buy them wholesale and sell them and they were easy to ship. Nice thing about cards, they're so small, they're so easy to store, pack and ship. So cards are like very, very attractive. Coins were similar. Video games weren't as much. Video games have a functionality too, where you deal with two things. Like one, if it stops working, a 20-year-old game, if the battery in it dies, whatever, it stops saving, that can be frustrating. And two, like cosmetically too. I remember selling video games back in the day. Some of them were clearly going to collectors because they'd say, "Oh, at this angle, the label's a little more scuffed than it looked." Whatever. That stuff's frustrating. That's why grading companies exist. Third party, unbiased take on condition. But yeah, you NFTs, common reaction. Looks like I'm fully caught up in chat. So yeah, if the card would get a CGC 10, that would be great. It would be hard to though. I'm gonna go for like 8 more minutes if people have more questions. Um, I was contemplating cracking this on stream, but I think I'm gonna get this traded and or sold to the Zard Hunter. So we're not gonna crack that today. I'm gonna have to figure out moving ahead. Few things I gotta troubleshoot still. Sorry everyone. When Ernesto hopped on, I need to figure out the whole audio thing. I've got new earbuds now, so I gotta get that resorted with my new earbuds. Um, I could actually hear in the other room upstairs. I have like a Bluetooth speaker for my other computer that we use as a media center, and I had my audio coming out there at one point. I think I had Ernesto's audio going into a different room. So yeah, that I need to get that sorted out. Especially shout out self promotion Pokeflips. We're gonna be going live from the Pokeflips channel tomorrow. I think we're gonna do 1 p.m. with Nick for our first live podcast. So we're gonna do the pre Q&A like we always do, and then we're gonna take live chat as we are now. Um, but yeah, that'll hopefully get all sorted out. I've actually got. I'll show you here a little teaser. I'm gonna do the same StreamYard style setup when Nick and I go, and we'll pop the questions on the screen below. But I still need to work on that. So that's like in process right now in OBS. Let me get back to the questions now since we have a few. I will be ending though in like 7 minutes at 4:30. So get your questions in now, and I'll try to rapid fire for the last 7 minutes. What would your opinion be on people who sell/trade away cards that were given as a gift? Crossed my mind because I don't know how to feel about it. Yeah, I personally, I don't think I've ever sold something given as a gift. It's tough when I get given something that I have a lot of, and it's kind of weird because it's like not ideal to get something as a gift that you already have 100 of. But I've been in like E4 Secret Santa. I've been in some different Secret Santas, and I've gotten gifts from different people over the years, just friends, and I've changed with. I have a box that I keep them all, and they're like PC that I'll never sell. I have a I. It's crazy to think, but current Mount Moon used to be E4. Secret Santa years ago, I was given a half art Mario Pikachu PSA 10. At the time that it was gifted to me, I think it was like a $40 card. That card's like $1,000 now. I'm not gonna sell it though because it was a gift. That's just the way that I am. When you give someone something though, like as far as if you give someone something and then years later it goes up and they sell it, I don't think you have any right to be mad at someone for selling it, especially if that's a substantial amount of money to them and they have something functional to do with it in their lives. But me personally, I mean, I've been lucky, I've been fortunate. in my life, and Pokemon's given me so much. I've currently taken the stance that I'm not gonna sell any gifts. So that's my stance. But if someone does it, that's fine by me. If I give someone something, Secret Santa or otherwise, and they decide to sell it, that's perfectly fine with me. No issue. L Dubs, if you started with no inventory and $5,000 today, I believe is what you said you started with in 2014. Do you believe you could still turn this into a full-time job over time starting today? Absolutely. It all comes down to the time. I put in $5,000 and thousands and thousands and thousands of hours between 2014 and 2021 when I quit my job. So 7 years, at least, if you said 20 hours a week, which is probably selling it short. 20 hours a week is 1,000 hours a year. That's 7,000 hours. I probably put in more than 10,000 realistically, though, over those 7 years. If you did that, so if you did that today, not full time out of the gate, but $5,000, start putting in 1,000 to 1,500 hours a year, 20 to 30 hours a week on the side, like I did, you could absolutely be full time 7 years from now, easily. Very, very confident. And that's if the hobby continues to grow from here, it'll be easier. If the hobby continues to shrink from here, it'll be harder. But there's still, like, Rusty was full time 10, 12 years ago. Like, there are people that were full time 12 years ago. It would have been harder. There would have been less competition though too. So lower margins, lower liquidity, but less competition. So it is better in markets like today, but it is more competition. So yeah, it's like a give and take thing. But you could absolutely do it if you wanted to. When I was younger, I had a bunch of the Burger King gold medal Pokemon cards, but I see they aren't worth much now, so it's all right. I don't have them anymore. I still have all mine. Maybe I'll put those in the background at some point. But I have a tote somewhere. I think I have a full set of the blue box and a full set of the red box. I think as a set they go for over $100. To me, like, they're not worth much compared to the cards, but $100 is $100. Like, that's decent money, I think, for something that was free in a Burger King meal, right? So, or maybe you had to buy them from Burger King. What's your thoughts on the future demand for CGC Perfects? I could see them. I think I'm not an expert on BGS, but I think they're given at a slightly slower rate on ultra modern cards than BGS black labels are. I could see them holding a similar premium in the vicinity at least. As far as long term, I think the PSA 10 premium 20 years from now is going to be less than it is today. I think it's way overvalued personally. I could be completely wrong though. The market might never agree with me. So to me, like, if I don't believe in the PSA 10 premium today, generally speaking, I definitely don't believe in the BGS 10 Black Label or CGC Perfect 10 premium 10 or 20 years from now. To me, I get them, I sell them. Whatever the price is, I sell them at a big premium and I move the money into something else. That's my always stance. And if that Glaceon is still pop one in 20 years with 50,000 graded and it's worth $10,000 or $50,000, that's great for whoever bought it from me. I don't think that's going to be the case, but yeah, that's my quick take on that. Java says, ever going to hire an assistant? If so, where can I send my resume? Nothing against you, Java. I quit my job a year ago. I said I'll never be an employee again. I want to never be an employer, though, either. I don't think I want to ever have an employee. The closest thing to employees I want to have, consignment services. Not Jake, James and Cam, send to them. They're my employees without the paperwork if I send to them. If I send to Nick, employees without the paperwork. PWCC, Heritage Golden, all these platforms that exist that do the work for you, those things allow you to scale without additional employees and the headaches that come with them. That's my thoughts. Is that a Jake 8-min or an actual 8-min? This is it might be like a Dan 8-min, actually 12 mins, because we're 7 minutes in now to the 8, and I gotta catch up. How's it going, Dan? How long are you streaming for? I know I'm late. I'm leaving very soon. It's not you, Matt. I'm leaving very soon, but it's not because you came in. It's because 4:30 is quitting time. I wouldn't really be mad, but I would feel hurt by it, to be honest. I don't know what that was on. I'm really... Oh, okay. If someone sold a gift you gave them. Yeah. It is a weird thing, but like that Mario Pikachu I got, if I give someone a gift that's worth $50 and then 5 years later it's worth $1,000, And if that money would like help them fix their car or help them pay off a loan or help them do something functional to their life, I would have no ill will towards them overselling the gift that I got them. That's my personal thing. If I dream I have in 5+ years, I would really love to be my own boss, but I wouldn't feel comfortable unless I had a much larger inventory, more experience. Yeah, start today and just keep grinding. Keep on that grind. That's my you can definitely do it. If you have the drive, if you gain the experience and knowledge. What would you say is your average margin percentage when searching, or are you mostly aiming to hold on for longer periods? All depends on the liquidity. I'm happy making 10%. If I can buy a $10,000 card and flip it in a week or a month for 11 and make a grand, 10% is amazing. If I'm buying a $5 card, I want it closer to 100 or something like that. So it all depends on the card and the liquidity and all that. After selling someone TCG Player, do you now have a preference in selling on either TCG Player or Troll and Toad? Troll and Toad 100%. I do both, but Troll and Toad I like more. Are those the first canvas prints Pokemon Center has come out with, and how recently were they released? These just came out like a week or two ago, and there's 12 of them. If you look, I think they're still in stock. Let me see if I can share it really quickly. I think that yeah, the original, and I don't know, like I say original, but the Pikachu and Eevee that I used to have here, I think those I think those are still available. Or sorry, they are still available. I'll show you right here. So these still are available. You see on Pokemon Center, there's the Pikachu and Eevee right here over my face. There's the other Pikachu and Eevee, and there's all these new ones. There's these 12 new ones. So I bought all of them. The Pikachu and Eevee ones I probably bought like a year ago, if I had to guess. I don't know if those are the first ones they ever did, but I saw them, I liked them, I bought them, and then I did all these. I always like math more than science, but like not by a ton. So calculus over chemistry, but my two favorite things, chemical engineer. That's why it happened. Other than selling, what do you collect for your own personal? Steins, Breweriana, um, coins, bullion. What is your opinion on modern day Black Star promos? Do you feel they are too mass produced to be worth anything in the future? A lot of them, some of them might be produced less than set cards. So to me, I like a lot of them. A lot of cool arts, a lot of cool cards. Uh, some of them almost certainly are produced less than some of the set cards, even alternate arts and things like that. So would I rather buy near mint singles from Troll and Toad or TCG Player? Usually when I'm buying singles, I'm buying a lot, so I would just buy from both. And overall, I can't say that one's been better than the other. They've both been fine. But I do need to go. It's 4:32. I'm 2 minutes late. I'm working overtime and I'm not getting paid. Really appreciate everyone coming to hang out. Um, do all that good stuff. Like, sub, affiliate link below. Check out the Patreon. We talked about that a little bit. Pokeflips. I believe that's also linked in my description. Check out Pokeflips. Yeah, go subscribe over there. We're gonna be live tomorrow. We're gonna be doing it again, 1 to 4:30. Thanks, Joey Horton, and congrats on your win. Thanks, Dan Von Hall. I'm going to end it there. I will catch you all later.